I think we're good. Hi, hello, everybody. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Hope everybody's doing well. Feeling well. Marcos, Dragoon, Sentinel, Gaming, Chuck, Jerf. Yeah, hello, Ryan. What's going on? I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you are ready to hang out with us for the week and play some games. Got an awkward schedule coming up this week. I think maybe, probably, possibly. So. We got the big news, right? Let's talk about the big news here, right? The big video game thing happened. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There is a heat dome over Pennsylvania, and it's going to be a heat wave all week. All right, I know that's what everybody is talking about. I know that that's the big news. And if it's not the big news, you don't live in the Northeast United States. No, yeah, it's like some sort of heat dome or something. It's ridiculous. No, let's get right into the big news here, which is the big video game thing, which is they have announced the Nintendo Direct. Apparently, over the weekend, at some point, I think on Sunday, there was a chance that it was leaked or it was talked about. Once again, Pioro is the name I saw kept coming up, and supposedly there was a leak. This was also something that was potentially leaked last week by the people that make Among Us, which is hysterical. But it is confirmed. I think the leak was enough that people were like, yeah, probably, but it is confirmed. Now we know it's for sure. Metro Prime 4 likely canceled. No, but I do have a theory about that. I do have a hope. Let me say a hope. But no. So now, oh, of course. Give me a minute. Hold on a minute. All right, sorry about that. Pop's called. Ronan, thank you so much, Ronan. Rating with a party of 6. Very much appreciate that, Ronan. Ronan, congratulations on finishing Mass Effect 2. Rest in peace, Jack. Who is it? Jack, Kasumi, and Slade? Is that the guy's name? What's the guy's name? I think they were the ones that died. I think Garrus. Did Garrus die too? Did you kill Garrus? You didn't kill Garrus, right? Garrus is the best character. Garrus and Tali are the best characters. You didn't kill Garrus, did you? I know you sent him to... I know you sent Garrus to open the door. Thane! Okay, Thane. Garrus died. Garrus did die. Brocarian slot. Oh my god. Wait, what's Brocarian? Zelnaris. And the entire crew of the North. Wait, the rest of the crew died too? I thought he got away. I thought Shepard got away. How much did you watch? Probably like the last half hour. I know I saw you starting up the last mission and talking to the I started watching when you started talking to the elusive man right before you left for the final mission. So I don't know how much longer that was. Thank you so much, Ronan, for the 130 stream streak, and K Sorcerer for the 15 stream streak. Oh, Batarian. There we go. Brocarian. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, all right. I'm sorry. Yeah, but congratulations on finishing it. I don't think we lost anybody. By the way, I had to laugh a little bit at you, Ronan. I laughed a little bit because you made a comment when you were talking at the end about how you liked 1 better than 2 because 2 streamlined some stuff and gave you more things to do. And my immediate thought was, so you wanted more things to do, but you didn't want to upgrade your ship to save your crew. I was gonna comment, but I had to get ready, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. Hopefully, you would stop it, and I'd be able to tease you about that. I was like, wait a minute. He wants more things to do, but didn't do the things that he needed to do. Hold on a second. No, yeah. In all honesty, the between Mass Effect 1 and 2, I'm the same way. I think 1 was the better game. 1 was the better game. In all honesty, I kind of like the Mako, the car, and I kind of miss that. But yeah, he wants more things to shoot. I tried to. I didn't know that would happen. The party members live, but the NPC crew plus the doctor were oh, that's what happened. Okay, plus I saw that the doctor died. That's a shame too. I like the doctor. I like that. Is this the same doctor? That's the lady, right? I like her. You really think you have room to argue, Mr. Battalion? Excuse me, all of my characters made it to the end of the game. All right? Hold on a second now. My characters survived, all right? And I didn't complain. Yes, I did. But my characters lived, and that's what matters. Chakwas died, that's right. Because Ronan forced her to get back into Normandy unescorted. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah. Dr. Chakwas. How many times did I reset time again? None. That's the other thing, Wario. In case you forgot about my playthrough, I didn't use the battalions, and I never used the Divine Pulse. I had permadeath off. Wait. Oh, is that what you mean? How many times did I just let them die? Oh, well, that's a lot. But but I never rewound time. Kia, I heard Inside Out 2 made like $160 million or something, like 155 or something. You were playing with experience. Oh, Ronan, I thought you played Mass Effect before. I thought you played and had just forgotten. Okay, I had already played Mass Effect. I mean, I had played Mass Effect already, but it had been so long since I played it. And I think when I streamed it, I think it was only my second time playing. I've played through 1 a couple of times. I had only played through 2 once. So the time that I streamed Mass Effect 2, that was the second time I played it. And same thing with 3. I've only ever played Mass Effect 3 one time. So when I finally get around to streaming 3, that's going to be the second time that I've played it. You did 1 Divine Pulse just to test it. Oh, you know what I did, Dragoon? Correct me if I'm wrong. I did a Divine Pulse to see what would happen, but then I think I did the same thing again. Like, I think I just was like, oh, I'm just going to repeat the command. I just needed to see what would happen. I've been playing Guilty Gear XXAC plus R. You know what, Bad Wario? I can't tell if that's a joke or not. I can't. Larry's making a grand comeback in the new. Hey, Flash. Upcoming heat wave. My internal schedule, so I was a mess for the last few days. Well, you're here now. It's time to relax. Time to hang out with us for a little bit. Characters in this game are way more cracked than in Strive. You did something different? Oh, I did. But it didn't affect the battle. Really? Okay. That's a real... I know Guilty Gear Double X is a game. I didn't know about all that extra stuff. Couldn't argue more. It felt weird. Jerv, I was watching clips of you doing Pit of 100 Trials. 2 questions. How did you lose all of your audience when you weren't... why weren't you blocking? What do you mean, during the boss? You mean during the... What do you mean blocking? I was using the action button. I wasn't doing the super guarding, but I was using the action button. And how do I lose all of my audience? Oh, I have no idea. There are multiple ways. Like when you fight the boss, I think he sucks up all of the audience, and then, in the most recent one, I lost all the audience when I got the poison mushrooms. During the swoopers. When you get the poison mushroom, it sucks away all of your people. Like all of the people run. Remember, I got that poison mushroom thing. I was blocking with Vivian, but it doesn't help. I'm bad at the super guarding. I was trying to super guard, but I'm really terrible at it. But the audience left when I got the poison bingo mushroom thing. Yeah, that chases them all away. That has a whole bunch of negative effects. I think remake our cowards for super nerfing the poison shroom. Oh, that's nerfed? Oh, that's terrible. To be fair, I think in the entire time that I played Thousand Year Door, I think I only got it twice. If it's he stopped playing Yakuza and Digimon. You mean what do you mean? The games I stopped playing? Oh well, games I stopped playing is I think pretty numerous. I technically I beat Ender Lilies. I stopped playing Yakuza. I stopped playing Digimon. Digimon was my fault, unfortunately. Digimon was something that I didn't think it would really be a problem, but it kind of ended up being a problem. Technically, I stopped playing Lego Star Wars. Oh, in the original, it sets your and your partner's HP to 1, FP to 0, SP. Oh my god, yeah, that's terrible. To have that in a pit, that's terrible. Oh, it was a joke on losing. Oh, that's what you're saying. That's how I lost my audience. No, Sentinel. The way I lose my audience is I switch from just chatting to playing a game. that's when half the people leave. Rage quit Lego Star Wars. I didn't rage quit Lego Star Wars claiming Star Wars is dead. Excuse me, Mr. Prequel hater. I know you. I know you're like, ew, the prequels. I'm OT or no T. Okay, I feel called out. Flash, I'm teasing. Digimon was mostly just you getting tired of the game. Partially AGM, that was part of it. The problem, the reason I blame myself, AGM, for Digimon is I think part of the reason that the game felt like it was dragging is because when it came to the combat, I wasn't engaged. And I think that was because I was using the trick to power up my Digimon. There was no engagement there. When I got to the actual combat, I was blasting through that part, and it wasn't fun. I didn't really have to engage in the mechanics. I didn't have to understand anything because my characters were just powerful. Like, I'd start every stream digivolving and devolving in order to get different ones. So that was a mistake, and that's why I don't hold it against Digimon for that, because that was something that if I go back and I play the game legit, I would probably enjoy it a lot better. Yakuza is a weird one. I also don't really blame Yakuza because that game it's almost everything that I thought it was. It just in the wrong spots. I thought Yakuza was going to be this really silly fun game and like it tied to the story, and it's not. I wanted to play the story, but that meant that I was missing all of the fun stuff, and it ended up being a different kind of experience. Yeah, Yakuza, in a way, like you're kind of right. Yakuza ended up being too good in the wrong way. I enjoyed the story, but as somebody, if you follow the story and you pay attention to the story, you miss all of the fun, goofy stuff, which is what. And I thought that it was a combination. I thought that the story was tied into the goofy stuff, and it ended up not being that. So yeah, Yakuza was kind of weird. Yakuza, I don't really blame Yakuza for that, because it is what it is. It's just like you said, it was almost like it was too good. Lego's my fault. Lego Star Wars is the one where I look at and I say, I shouldn't have stopped playing that, but I stopped playing that. Yakuza is a life simulator. I don't even think it was the grinding exploit, because not only we all told you to do it, also there were points where even with your super team, the characters would eat dirt during boss fights. I guarantee you the exploit kind of becomes a necessity right after where you stop, which it's kind of funny that you say that, because I do wonder about that. But I mean, remember though, AGM, there were moments where I was having a hard time with the fighting, and I was saying, I finally feel like I'm engaged. I was happy when the fights got difficult because I felt like I was engaged in the fights. The problem was, now I didn't have the combat knowledge. I didn't have the understanding of what I was supposed to do with my spells. It'd be like if I gave you all of the spells and then threw you into a last dungeon fight in a Final Fantasy game. You'd have more than enough abilities to beat the game. The problem is you don't know how to use any of it. You don't understand the relationship between the fighting and the spell casting or the skill use or anything. So that was what kind of that was kind of what happened. Is I when I got to the challenging fights, I felt like the fights were challenging because I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, and that's why I say it was my fault. There's a reason you progress slowly through a game, and it's so that you can understand the game as you go, and it doesn't feel like it's all being thrown at you all at once. If you get super OP, it makes sense. You wouldn't engage in the mechanics. That's true for even Dark. Yeah, like Dark Souls is a good example of that. If I have a one-shot weapon in Dark Souls, am I ever going to really learn the fights? Am I gonna sit there after 5 hours and say, "Wow, this is boring"? I get into a boss fight and I swing once and he's dead. You know what it's like? It must be what One Punch Man feels like. Right? Like you watch One Punch Man and he always seems like he's kind of bored, and that's sort of the gag of the show, is that he's so powerful, he wins in one punch, so he doesn't have any fun. Yeah, how do you understand Saitama? 100%, I get it. Are we listening to all the games that he... I think it was just those. I don't think I dropped anything else that was significant, right? I finished Batman. I just never... There's stuff like that. Like, I finished Batman, but I never went back to the sequel games. Mass Effect. I finished Mass Effect 1 and 2, and I never went back to 3 yet. I should have gone back to Metroid Prime 2 a long time ago, but I haven't, and I have a reason for that, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. Is this for Cyber Sleuth? Yes, Cyber Sleuth, right? I think that's the one we were playing. I'm going with skipping mechanics largely due to our fault because he didn't have to... I didn't have to learn anything. And so then when I got to the fights where I had to know things, I didn't know things. I didn't understand the I kept asking you guys, why would I devolve? And I didn't really understand that, you have to devolve because it alters your stats. And like, I eventually kind of understood that, but that's something that I should have learned naturally through the natural progression of the game. Metal Blades and Mega Man. No, I don't think that the Metal Blades are that OP. There's a couple of boss fights that are weak to them. Particularly Metal Man. No, I don't think that the Metal Blade... I think that the Metal Blades they're OP in the sense of versatility, but for Mega Man 2, for instance, you're talking about Mega Man 2. You figure out the boss weakness and you use it, right? There's a couple of bosses that are weak against it in one way or another, but for the most part, using the Metal Blades will never make the Crash Man fight easier than just using the Airbuster or whatever it's called. And right, because you use the Airbuster and I think you hit him twice, 2 or 3 times and he's dead. The Metal Blades will never be easier than that. I got Dark Souls 1 all achievements. Speaking of Lego, was just really bad release timing. It was such a good game too. Sonic Adventure 2. Wait, what's Sonic? Marco, she said Sonic Adventure 2. What's that? I would have started Mass Effect 3 tomorrow, but the Nintendo Direct is tomorrow. I believe half the bosses are weak to Metal Blades. The Metal Blades are also a lot of fun. Yeah. Sorry, I thought I heard something at my door. I did that farm trick myself, took the fun out of Hacker's Memory. Yeah, it kind of sucks the fun out of the game. So I've said before that I want to go back. I probably off stream. I want to go back to Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but I'm going to start the game over. And I'm going to try to remember not to do that. I'm not going to do it on purpose, but I need to try to remember to not do it by accident. Because that's normally how I turn my games off, is I don't actually turn the game off. I just put the system in sleep mode. Was the game that tedious without it? It's not that it's not that the whole game was tedious. It's that when you talk about an RPG or an adventure game, you have two things. You have the story stuff and the story segments and the progression, and then you have the combat. The problem was the combat, I was just blasting through it. I didn't have to understand the mechanics of the fighting. So it ended up being, and the story was kind of okay. I wasn't really super engaged into the story. So I get to the story parts and it's not really incredibly engaging. And then I get to the combat part and I'm completely not engaged because I don't have to be. I didn't have to understand the mechanics of the fight and why and how the stat growth worked because my Digimon were just so powerful, it was irrelevant. I played Mega Man 2 without the Metal Blade so I could actually see the game for what it is. Until the boss rush and Wily, I was getting desperate and angry. See, and even the bosses in Mega Man 2, they have their own weaknesses. You know, the tank thing, if you throw the quick boomerang at it, I think it's like 3 or 4 quick boomerang. It's not really that many quick boomerangs. The dragon, if you can get off a clean shot with the fully powered Heatman blast, I think it takes like 70% of its health. And then you can just whittle it down, or you can use another Heatman blast. It's ridiculous. It might actually kill it. I don't think it kills it. The guts tank, thank you. Yeah, so that game, you know, Mega Man games always sort of had that. You know, there's always that one weapon that is more versatile than the others, but the bosses are always weak to something really insane, like insanely weak. The boo beam trap is only weak to the crash. Oh, that's stupid. Yeah, that thing with the walls. I hate that thing. Man pause glitch for the rock monster, another terrible Mega Man monster. I see what you mean. I just feel in the context of a game you wanted to stream, unlike most who are just playing it. That's what I mean with necessity. Oh, otherwise you would just become the game you stream for months because you have to. Yeah, I think. I mean, you know what the truth is. Yeah, I always called it the rock monster. You know what the truth is, AGM. I've said plenty of times before that RPGs, long RPGs, are something that I have to be very careful with on stream because they can last forever. That's what that game is, the Digimon, and I think that's why I wanted to use the glitch, but I didn't realize it was going to hurt the game that much. But yeah, I that's a game that I should probably not play on stream. That's a game that I should probably play on my own time, and I plan on it. And I Yakuza, not really that. I think Yakuza I can play on stream, but I'm just not going to play it the way everybody wants me to. You know, that's going to be a game where Yakuza, you want to see the fun stuff. You want to see the silly stuff. And if you're watching a stream, you want to see the streamer react to the silly stuff. And I wasn't doing the silly stuff. I wanted to do the story. Have you considered playing Monster Rancher 2 DX? I never played the Monster Rancher stuff. Would I return to Yakuza 0? Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I would stream it. I don't know that I would stream it. I want to see you react to the story. See, I love the main story too. And I imagine that the story is a lot of fun to go through for people. But I mean, when we were playing it, there were a lot of people like, "Oh no, you got to do this mission. You got to do this one." And it's great because we did see some fun stuff. I'm not going to act like I didn't see some interesting stuff. But there were a lot of moments where I wanted to go through the story, and it's like, but this thing over here is fun. It's like, all right, but that's like 40 minutes of the stream to do that. I want to see you lose your mind during the crime drama. Yeah, Yakuza was full of a lot of you're playing it wrong. And I don't mean that to be harsh. I just mean that when you watch a game that you love, and this is something that's just true. And I'm guilty of this. When you watch a streamer play a game that you love, or that you're very much into and that you're very familiar with, it eats at you when they don't do the things that you want them to do. It eats at you when they miss things that are right there, and you're like, oh, but that's so fun, and then they don't do it. Sonic, oh my God, I can only imagine. Battalion, I mean, were battalions that much fun? Was that were battalions that much fun? Maybe because I promised you, I think you'll love the story of Cyber Sleuth, much like the other games. You were right at the point where the story was about to go crazy. We also, to be fair, we need to verify that we're talking about Mega Man 2 normal or hard, because the normal, the Metal Blade does two to three shots. Yeah, I am kind of talking about normal, so yeah, maybe I should be talking about hard mode. I have played it on hard mode. Was this? Except I don't love Three Houses. Yeah, Superstars Co-op Community Day. Not on your life. You would have to. Okay, I'm not even gonna give you the conditions. There are some things. There are things that I might do on stream, but I will not give you the conditions. Was I on chapter 8 or 9? Chat would probably tell you better than I could about Digimon. If you're asking about Digimon. So when I watch people play Majora's Mask, but I try to stop myself from that. Yeah, and it's not particularly like, I'm not saying that you guys were being horrible and you guys are like, this guy's an idiot. But I had a feeling that with Yakuza especially, I had a feeling there was a lot of stuff that people were like, oh, he's not going to do that thing. He's not going to see that. Ugh. Black Ops 3 campaign community playthrough. Would I stream my first time playing a Call of Duty campaign? I wouldn't do a co-op. I can tell you right now, I wouldn't do a co-op. Would I stream my first time playing a Call of Duty campaign? I mean, that sounds like a pretty intense thing. Yeah, you'd have to. Some people were getting ready to type. I got my mom in anime again. And anime adaptations. Interesting. Show her Mushoku Tensei. Tell me how she thinks. Tell me what she thinks of it. I've been getting into Destiny 2 lately. New expansion dropped. I forgot how good the story is. Had all your VODs of Cyber Sleuth because I had all your VODs of Cyber Sleuth because I wanted to do a highlight series for the channel. You didn't actually, but didn't actually delete them until last week. You know what, AGM, we should do a highlight. Sure. I'm sorry. I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't think I will. I almost will, but yeah, you stop right before the story zooms. I feel like you get that Fortnite issue where you get a bunch of toxicity. Do you think so? Do you think so for Call of Duty campaigns? Because I wouldn't be doing multiplayer. Do you think I would get like real toxic people for playing a Call of Duty campaign? We also had some of that with 16. You need to do this quest. Didn't even fully pay off as we missed a quest. So you didn't even get the final Jill quest. Oh, I missed the quest with her? I just want to talk the Kirby related NSL updates. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I do want to talk about that in a second. Still have all the highlights of Zelda BS. So if you want to test them, I'll still have them. Maybe we'll try something with that. Now I'm putting all the videos on stream on YouTube. So or at least I'm trying to remember. Yeah, COD campaigns would probably be safe-ish. COD multiplayer I think would be toxic. Although I maybe it's because it's new, but X Defiant wasn't bad. I don't think we got anybody really toxic in here when we played X Defiant. I wouldn't bother showing up for COD and champagne streams. Wait, what? Yeah, I always wanted to play a Call of Duty game. Well, I've wanted to play a Call of Duty for a while. You probably get a lot of why aren't you doing this? Yes, yeah, I don't know what they're like progression wise. I think Ronan, I was thinking about it too. I think I would probably do Modern Warfare, the new Modern Warfare. I think I would probably rather do those. Yeah, I think that's probably more. I don't know. I like the Modern Warfare engine a lot. For the little that I'm familiar with both of them, I do like the Modern Warfare engine. Plus, I like some of the characters. I like Captain Price and that's his name, right? Captain Price and Ghost. Right, I want to see more stuff with Ghost. I think he's a kind of funny character. So I've seen clips. I've been on YouTube and I've seen clips and stuff. So I think I want to experience those characters more. Unless Black Ops isn't the same characters, right? It's different characters. If you play COD, you'll need Mountain Dew and Taco Bell sponsors. That one, the one that's going to be 300 gigs and not include the textures. Yeah, that's the new one. COD works differently. You like download a launcher that has everything or something. I wouldn't even cover for COD. I'd leave after Jet, which a lot of people already do. That's the thing is that I would hate to lose some of you guys because I switched over to a COD game for a little while. Which those campaigns aren't super long, so that wouldn't be too many streams. The thing is, Marcos, that happens anyway. You know, and again, I don't say this. I made a joke earlier, and I don't say this as a like a dig or anything, but that always happens. You know, we're doing just chatting. What are right here? I looked at the thing. It says 32 people. There's 32 people in here right now. If I turned on Paper Mario, or if I literally pretty much turn on any game, if I immediately switch to a game right now, I'll lose 30-40% of the people that are here. And that's fine. I'm not getting on anybody for that. I don't want to make anybody feel guilty or anything. It's just I know that on Twitch especially, just chatting is usually the most popular. It's the most popular consistent category. Sometimes there'll be games that are more popular, but then the game, after a few months, it dies down. But just chatting, if I go to just chatting right now, it's probably like 400,000 people, right? 437,000 current viewers on just chatting. It's always the most popular thing. So then when you switch over to a game, it's just not as interesting for a lot of people. It's always like the top 3. Let's play Mario Paint together. Yeah, some people join for different reasons. Yeah, and I don't mean to. And again, I don't talk about this because I want to shame anybody or anything. I talk about this because I think it's fascinating. It's interesting that the one thing that everybody really, really wants is the chatting. It's the conversation. It's the talking, and that's why I first of all, it is the part that I enjoy the most. I love playing the games. That's a lot of fun. But the thing that I get the most out of is talking with everybody and having these fun conversations and stuff. And it's interesting that I don't know why I would think I was the only one, but it's very clearly the thing that most people want the most. Not to mention, if you want to see a video game, there are 10,000 video games on here to see. If you want to chat, there's one just chatting category. Unless you break down the chatting into specific categories, if you had a gaming chat stream or a category, and then you had an art chat category, like if you broke it down specifically, obviously that would break it up. But yeah, just chatting is always the most popular thing because it's all of the conversation in one place. The only thing that I would argue is similar but separate is special events. Because you're still usually just talking and while you're watching and reacting to something, but it's considered its own category. Break down just chatting to separate. To separate the thoughts. Latimer, they already did that. It's called pools, hot tubs. What is it? It's like pools, hot tubs, and the beach or something. At least it shows. At least it shows that we're here for the host. Yeah, absolutely, Flash. And it's funny because a lot of people say that. That's usually what it is. It's like, no, we're not here for the games. We're here for the host, which I very much appreciate, by the way. But then the game goes on, and then people leave. Pools. What is it? It's pools, hot tubs, and automobiles. So yeah, I mean, it's about the streamer. It is about the streamer, but it is also about what the streamer's doing. And if they're playing a game you don't like, especially if they're playing a game that you don't want to see right now, one of the dangers of playing something like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door as a brand new game is that a ton of people are going to leave because they don't want to see it. They don't want to see a brand new game because they want to play a brand new game. So that's always the risk. There's always a risk there of you're going to lose a chunk of your audience because they don't want to see this particular game. But that's the same thing as the type of game. If I played Black Ops 3, that's an old game. Nobody who cares about Black Ops 3 has not had the chance to play that game. But you're going to lose people who just aren't interested in Call of Duty. It's just not fascinating to them. So that's always going to be the case. Yeah, I just don't care for Paper Mario. It's not my cup of tea. Yeah. So a lot of people would say, in Sentinel, those are the moments where people would say, well, I'm here for the streamer and not for the game that they play. But the reality is, if the streamer is preoccupied with a game that you don't like, you're probably not going to enjoy yourself. So that's when I say go and again, I feel like I need to just keep saying, like, I'm not trying to be harsh when I say this, because I know this is kind of a weird topic. In those situations, that's when I tell you, go watch another person. And I don't say that to be like, get out of here and go watch another streamer. I mean, I would rather you go somewhere and enjoy your time. I would rather you watch a stream that you enjoy, about a topic that you enjoy. And then when you pop back in, hopefully you pop back in and you see that we're talking about something you care about, or we're playing a game that you're interested in. Hopefully you'll stick around then. I don't need to go live and have 100,000 people join in and tell me that they only watch this stream. Like, no, I want you to go watch everybody. I want you to, well, not everybody, but I want you to go watch something that is more tailored to your taste. I don't want you to change your taste because you want to be here with me. I don't want you to suffer through a Call of Duty game because you don't like Call of Duty. When we played X, that's why I'm always sort of nervous about which games to try out for Community Day, because I want to play games that you guys want to play, or at the very least see. So I don't want to put on Call of Duty multiplayer. You know, Warzone's a free-to-play game. We could easily add that to Community Day, but not only does not everybody have the hard drive space, it's not something that people even want to see, let alone play. Here, hang on one second. Nintendo's here. They know I figured out what I wanted them to show. No, I think my roof guys are here. I knew I heard a noise. I heard a metal sound that sounded like a ladder. And I think there's a guy setting up my ladder. I think that they're here to do the roof. Surprised they didn't send me a text or something. Okay. No, Uncle, his PO row confirmed. It's like, all right, everybody, I got the scoop. I'm going to tell you what's coming for the Nintendo Direct. So the first... It's mad on my roof. No, yeah. There's a guy setting up a ladder, so hopefully he's a roofer and not just some crazy person. Metal slug sounds. No, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, just, yeah, just because of lack of interest, some people don't want to get spoiled. Yeah, and Kia, that's why. But that's new games. Kia, that's why I said like something like Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door, the remake. People don't want to see that early. They don't want to see that from somebody else. They want to experience that for the first time. They want to see what's new. They want to, if they've never played the game before, they're gonna see it like that. But something like Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Which is a very old game. If anybody cares enough to say, I don't want spoilers for this game, they've had a chance to play it. Multiple times they've had, except for the rare timing issue where they happen to have just started that game. But an older game, most likely, they've already played it if they care enough to say, I don't want to get spoiled on this game. They would have played it already. But that's when you get into, I just don't like those games. I don't like Call of Duty games. I don't find the gameplay interesting because, and that's the thing, is that, sure, you're here for the streamer, but the streamer is going to be preoccupied with the game that they're playing. So if you don't like the game that they're playing, if you don't want to hear them talk about the game that they're playing, then you're not going to have a good time. So I would rather you go and watch a stream that is about a subject that you're more into. Whether it's a just chatting stream or whether it is a game that you like, I'd rather you do that. And then you come back next time, and then we that's why I like the just chatting in the beginning. We can talk about stuff, and then when we jump into the game, you can decide whether or not, all right, well, I'll see you next time. Giving out some people react. Old games can definitely be spoiled. That's why I said it's the timing, And one thing you can say about that, like let's say somebody happened to start Black Ops 3, and then I happen to start it the same day. I'm going to play it for a few hours and then I'm going to be done. Realistically, if they keep playing it today, they'll be way further ahead of me than by the time. I think we had people that were like that with Thousand Year Door, where I streamed it the first day, and then I was playing it, and then the next, like, people skipped out on it, and then the next day they were already further than me. Hey, Aram. So remember 7 Remake came out, we had a ton of people like, don't spoil 7 PS1 for me. That was kind of me with Mass Effect, because it was a game that I actually had to ask you to pay attention to chat. Oh, that was actually hard to ask you to pay attention to chat. And I don't know the game myself to really add anything. At least with Final Fantasy, I know what I'm looking at. That's why John's streams aren't ones I stay on for, even if I have time. Yeah, John, I don't know what John does as far as, like, I don't know. John, I don't think does chatting as much as I do. I mean, we've had streams where it's all just chatting. I know John does, like, Q&A once a month or something, but... Yeah, I was way ahead of you when 7 Rebirth came out. Yeah. You know, I could stream that game, and actually, I didn't stream that game. I played that on my own. What am I saying? Thought my name was called out. I got confused. Only times I ever left the stream if something comes up or if the stream gets toxic, which doesn't happen here. John plays actual video games. Yeah, John just chats as he plays games. Yeah, I mean, I do that too. Old games can be spoiled, but I think there's 1 year. I think 1 year is the amount of time a person is entitled to say they don't want to be spoiled. For a year, you could get into a game. You're not entitled to ask people to keep waiting for you to talk about it. Yeah, at that point, you should just remove yourself. I think it's more respectful for you to remove yourself. The Sonic streams are basically just chatting, but with co-coms. No Sonic Remake would have tried. I remember trying to avoid Tales of Arise spoilers since I pre-ordered it in second day. I was spoiled as on the second region I was heading to by YouTube. I mean, that's unfortunately a different issue, but a bad issue. John streams 14 a lot, and yeah, can't get into it easily, assuming I can even tell what's happening. He's usually playing some crazy challenge mode or of stuff. Yeah, John streams different. I mean, John streams differently. We have streams get heated, but you always step in when that happens. I try to anyway. He also gets a bunch of co-hosts. To be honest, it gets overwhelming. Yeah, I one of the reasons I don't like having a lot of co-hosts is because I don't want everything to seem too busy, and I don't want it to draw attention from us. You know, I say this I've said this a million times, and I'll say it another million times. I want to talk to you, chat, all of you, as individuals and as a whole entity. I want to have a conversation with you. So I don't really have guests very often, because when I do, my focus is too split. I'm more focused on the live person that I'm speaking to. Catherine Chun, hello. Doing my best not to spoil 1,000 Year Door for my best friend because it's his first time. Constantly stopping myself from talking about certain things, like why I don't like tech in the later chapters. Oh, his playthrough of Zelda Master Quest was background noise a lot. Oh, that was a fun. I like that though. That was a lot of fun. When it comes to co-hosts, we haven't chat as a co-host. We're already fine as it is. It wouldn't be so bad to have someone reading chat. Why? That's an interesting thought, Sentinel. If somebody was able to read me things, but I wouldn't. Sentinel. That's dangerously close to having a job. That's dangerously close to giving someone a task to perform. And if I was going to hire somebody to do anything for the stream, it'd be an editor to make videos before I hired somebody specifically to read things to me. Now, I have considered text to chat, not permanently. I know that there's a thing where it's like if you like 100 bits, right? 100 bits and it's a message that gets read out, but I'm always kind of nervous about that sort of thing. Yeah, Uncle barely pays us. Lilac, if you don't knock it off, I'm giving you a 20% pay cut. I call dibs on editing. I was listening to Xenoblade 1 music on YouTube. Got curious, checked the comments to see if people were enjoying the song as I was. This was 10 years after the game's release. I remember one comment mentioning how epic the moment was when the song played. Why would you spoil the game? Then why? Yeah, I to be fair, Aram, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. If you want to listen to Baldur's Gate 3, I've listened to a ton of Baldur's Gate 3 music. I've listened to playlists for Baldur's Gate 3, like all of the songs in one compilation. I don't go to the comment section because the comment section is going to be talking about the game. And I don't want to do it because I have yet to play the game. Ready in 20 minutes for Luigi's Mansion 2. Ready for 20 minutes on Luigi's Mansion 2. He pays us and smiles. That was a weird smile. And fitness advice. You don't want to start to get dropped in. Well, I think that stops it. I think text-to-speech stops all of that. A lot of channels do 1,000 channel points for text-to-speech. Oh, you can do it with channel points too, yeah. Reduce the odds of spammers and trolls. Now there's been a week since the Call of Duty reveal. How are your thoughts changed, if they've changed at all? I mean, I don't really have any thoughts on... I don't have any thoughts really on the Call of Duty other than it looks much more interesting. I think because I've never played a Call of Duty game, so the only thing I played was Warzone. I'll tell you what though, I think it looks awesome. We watched that big reveal, the big breakdown of it. So I think the thing that I'm most interested in is the movement. That's the thing that I really want to try. I want to see what that's like. Don't do texture chat. Watch Pro Jared's VOD of Supermarket Simulator and you'll understand. Let's say 100 bits is fair. I've been on streams where they even keep it at 10 so you can get too much. But 100 is actually an expense. Yeah, I think that, not to mention, I think that it would stop spammers. You know what I mean? People who are just going to like, oh, I'm going to make, I'm going to do a bunch of 10-bit comments. You know, and then it ends up filling the comments with something. So it's like 100 bits would probably make sense. But again, I don't know. Notice I've been thinking about this for a while and I've never implemented it. I also pay you on Gonzalez Sues. Leto Arthritis. What's going on? There'll be an open beta for BO6 you can try there. I wonder if I'm allowed to. It'll be an open beta. So I gotta clear up my... Salver, I gotta clear up my hard drive space. I gotta get a new hard drive. I want to get a new I'm gonna get a hard drive for my PS5. I don't know if I should get a 2 terabyte NVMe drive and stick it in the system, or if I should. You can get an external drive, right? Can't you get external drives that are like 4 terabytes and then just plug it into the port in the back? Technically, I'm paying you. I'd also say I have a 1-minute cooldown between. It starts to feel like you need to pay if you want to really. Yeah, that in Dragoon, that's my other issue. Is that's why I don't do sub only stuff. That's why I don't do like sub only mode or anything. Is because I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm gating, I'm paywalling you in order to say something to me, and that's why I don't really do that. Don't get externals. I had 2 that broke on me. Okay. You can, but better getting the one that, yeah, better getting the one to put in your system. OG Modern Warfare 3, good game. Modern Warfare 3 remake is the one with the character that looked like Ben Shapiro. Do you get the? Okay, I was gonna make a joke there. I'm not gonna make it. It's over 300, and you have all the COD games on the hub. Yeah, that's what they do. That's why it's so much, because that's what they do. It's stupid. I'd go with the internal one. Yeah, less thing to eventually lose track. I mean, it sits on my shelf. To be honest, my issue with an external is that it's just more cumbersome. You know, when I move my system over to the streaming setup so that we can stream a game, I'd have to move everything. So it's just more of a pain in the butt to do. Yeah, I have a 2 terabyte external for my PS5. I had it since launch-ish. Oh, so you do have an external one. Yeah, see, for 2 terabytes, I would just buy the one that goes in my system. Currently, you can't play PS5 games on an external drive, so you can. Oh, so that's the thing. That's the other thing, is that you would just store the games there. Yeah, that doesn't really save me any. It doesn't really save too much. I'd go with the internal one. Yeah. Which is why I'll only install BO6. I could care less about. Yeah, Warzone I won't install. Modern Warfare 3. I didn't play 1 and 2, so I don't know how much you need to play 1 and 2. But I think that might be... I think Modern Warfare 2019. I think I'm thinking of making that my first Call of Duty game. Oh, got it on sale for $50 on Black Friday. Yeah, I guess I can wait until Black Friday and get a drive then. COD has a thing where you're forced to install all. No, it's not. I don't think you're actually installing every Call of Duty game. It's just when you buy it, when you download a Call of Duty game, it's a hub that you put on your system. So you'll go to a window and you'll pick which Call of Duty game you're going to play. It's kind of weird. But yeah, you're not loading up every single game. That's why the whole thing about like 300 gigs, I don't think that's I don't think that's what it's going to be. Like, people used to say that Warzone was 200 gigs. And I would tell them, like, listen, I have Warzone on my system, and it's not 200 gigs. It was 100 and something. And the problem was they had everything. They would download, like, Modern Warfare and Warzone, and that was 200 altogether. But I only had Warzone. Externals can work, but you need to commit to the idea of not having to move it and prevent issues. I have externals for my PC, and it doesn't go anywhere else. And my Xbox, I only use flash drives because I use them for dev emulators. BO6 is actually 70 gigs due to the texture streaming, which is, you know, its own set of problems. All right, but I want to talk about the actual big news. I do want to talk about the actual big news, which is the Nintendo Direct. So this morning, they announced that there was going to be a Nintendo Direct. It's going to be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. Pacific time. So adjust those times accordingly for yourself. This is kind of a big one. I think that this is kind of a big one. Not a partner showcase, straight up Nintendo Direct. It's going to be 40 minutes long. This could potentially be the final Direct that is primarily focused on the Nintendo Switch. We don't know when the next one's going to be. I'm assuming that the next Direct after this is probably going to be an indie showcase or something, or a partner showcase. So the next time we get an actual Nintendo first party event, it could be the reveal of the Switch 2. We don't actually know. One of the big things about this is they did say that they're not going to be talking about the Switch 2. So this is going to be a Switch 1 focused event. We don't know what they're going to show. Like, there's no indication of anything. There's nothing that looks like it's on the horizon. I don't think that there's a ton of stuff that we're particularly waiting for. The idea is probably, no Switch successor news. One of the things that I've been saying is that a lot of the games that you're seeing, I don't really think they're going to slow down with game announcements particularly, with the exception of the really big ones, right? I don't think we see Metroid Okay, I'm going to save that because I have something to say about that. I don't think we see the next Mario, right? Mario Odyssey 2. We don't see anything for Wonder. Like, I don't think we're going to see anything like that. I don't think we see another Zelda game. I don't think we see anything. Well, I don't think we see a new Zelda game. Let me be clear about that stuff. I don't think we see new versions of any of these games. But I do think that we might see some pretty big games. And the reason I think that that's okay, even though we're at the end of the Switch's life and we're gearing up to start talking about the Switch 2, is that I do fully expect that a lot of these games are going to have performance patches for the next system, and they're going to work better. I think one of the reasons that Thousand Year Door Remake is fine for the Switch is because there's going to be a performance patch to make it run on the Switch 2. So they don't have to worry. I know that that's a big concern. It's like, but you want to be talking about your next-gen games. I think they are talking about their next-gen games. I think that a lot of these games that have come out recently and that are going to come out in the future, especially that are going to get announced in this event, I think they're going to have performance patches for the Switch 2. So with that being said, that means that we shouldn't have to really worry about we're going to get a bunch of crap. Right, because I know that that's going to be a concern. That's going to be a concern that we're not really going to get anything big because they're going to save everything big for the next system. But we can still get some bigger games, and they're just going to have performance patches for the next system. So, What could we see? What could we see? Actually, let me get a notepad here. Let's switch direct predictions. June, what is that? 18th. Okay. So what do we think could be here? I'm seeing everybody say. I think we get Lollipop Chainsaw, Daemon X Machina, to Hope for Final Fantasy Tactics, Dragon Quest 3, 2D HD, Astral Chain 2 would be dope. Can I post what I theorize would be show? Yeah. We're gonna be. I mean, if it's a gigantic list, right? I don't know. I'm gonna try and like skim what everybody's saying. Probably gonna show us Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. Among Us is obviously gonna be there. Piero made a retweet about something I won't spoil. I did see one comment about. I saw one comment about a potential amiibo. So I don't know how that is. So okay, Dragon. I'm gonna write some stuff down. What do I think? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read your guys' comments and we're gonna go talk about what we think could be there. I'm gonna write down the ones that I think will be there. Out of these are the ones that I think will be there, and I do think Dragon Quest 3 HD will be there. Among Us, which that's kind of a gimme at this point. That's a free. Among Us is basically a free space. Gonna make a bingo card. I might do that. Let's see if I can populate enough. What do I need? 24. I think I need 24 for a bingo card. Although Among Us is probably gonna be the free space. No, we'll do an actual free space. I think we'll get DKC returns port. Considering Universal Studios Land is opening this fall, and that land visually theme is the Retro Studios game. So I think interesting. Going on 8 years since the first MP4 announcement, there have been highways built in less time. True, but none of those highways were torn down and restarted. Luigi's Mansion 2, Endless Ocean, Super Monkey Ball. Wait, so we saw some of those. Luigi's Mansion 2 and Endless Ocean, didn't we see those already? Aren't they already out? Level 5 game. Inazuma 11 for Layton's NSO game 0 mission. Link to the Past Advance is still missing. Honestly, I expect either a Mario game, spin-off remaster NSO, Zelda, Square Enix, either new or Mana game or announced a long time ago. Dragon Quest 3 remake. Yeah, Dragon Quest 3 remake I think is the one that everybody thinks is there. Maybe a Capcom fool, but I still hope I see Mega Man. Just make one and we can adjust and add the empties. So this is the bingo card, the bingo card thing. All right. So I'll just write them down. I'll write them down. I got the window open, so I'll write them down and then we'll populate it afterwards. We need a Mario Baseball add to the mediocre Mario Switch sports title. Still think they could use Prime 4 as one last thing. Yes, I do. I do want to. I want to try and go through these. Metroid Prime 4. I'll add that now. I think we could see Metroid Prime 4, but I think for a very specific reason. I think that there's something that I had mentioned a long time ago that I thought that they could do. I think that they could theoretically do it again, or they could theoretically do it. Super Metroid remake, I remember people talking about that. I don't think that that's particularly likely. It's been rumored. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't know the likely. Again, it's not something that I think we'll see. It's not something that I think we'll see. And I'm going to try and write the ones that I think we'll see. Let's see. So I have Dragon Quest 3, Among Us, Metroid Prime. Do you think Zelda, Wind Waker, or Twilight Princess? Do you think Wind Waker or Twilight Princess? Do you think that we could finally get those transferred over? Yeah, I could. I could see them being ported. I know that there's this big idea about them being ported together. I don't really see that happening. I think if they were going to do Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, they would have done so by now. Ryan, but we could say that about a lot of games. right? We could say that Metroid Prime Remastered 2 and 3, you know, if they could have done it, they would have done it by now. We've been saying for Paper Mario, we a lot of people gave up hope for Thousand Year Door because they figured if they were going to do it, they'd have done it by now. So remember, one of the things you need to remember about this is that, and I think that this is a smart thing for them to do, assuming this is actually what they're doing. I think a smart thing for them to do is at the end of a system's lifespan, where people are probably reluctant to buy the system and to engage in the system because they're waiting for the next one, why not put out a bunch of stuff that they really want? So wouldn't this be the perfect time to make sure that momentum for the Switch doesn't die down by releasing stuff like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess? You know, stuff that people have been wanting for a long time. They're gonna go back to it. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah. Wait, the hype is still there." You know. Nintendo's a very at your own pace company. I have no expectations for this, so I'll either be indifferent or pleasantly surprised. But yeah, I'm not saying that this is my they better be there or else list. My pie in the sky hope is 9 remake, but I know that isn't going to happen. I think Prime 4 needs to be talked about to build up hype. Breath of the Wild had years of seeing it, helping build that hype for the Wii U and its port to the Switch. Prime 4 is a big mystery at this point. Remember, Nintendo seems to just shelve games. Thousand Year Door was finished since last year, but they waited until last month to release it. So, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, assuming that these are just ports, assuming that these are or mild remasters, those games could be shadow dropped tomorrow. Like, do you understand that? Do you understand that tomorrow they can say Wind Waker and Twilight Princess have been remastered? They're the HD versions. They look better than ever. They play better than ever, and they're available now. And again, this is what I like. You can't say they won't do that. You can say that they won't do that until the cows come home. But we've seen them do that. Yeah, that's good. That's some good copium. And Stone, yeah, it's copium, but there is precedent for it. Or at the very least, it's in 2 weeks. There's precedent for them doing that. So you can't 100% say that it doesn't happen. I guarantee you there you go. There's my prediction. Here's a prediction for tomorrow. Something very good gets shadow dropped. There you go. That's my, not drooped. That's my weird prediction. Is that no matter what it is, there's going to be a game that people are going to say, holy crap, and then they're going to say it's out now. Or it's available tonight. Yeah, shadow drop Wind Waker and Twilight Princess digitally, physically in March. Haro, $30 a piece. Or you buy the physical in July, mid-July. I said March. Mid-July. Or you buy the physical, and the physical has both copies of the game. $60 and you get both games. I know there won't be. Silk Song. How do we define very good? People give a damn about it. Cause Stone, if they shadow drop everybody 1-2 Switch 2, no one's gonna care. Right? Sure, it's a shadow drop, but do we give a damn? You could do it with Prime 2, right? Metroid Prime 2. By the way, it's available right now. Physical copy in a month. You could do that, and again, can you really say that they won't do that? They literally did it with Prime 1 remaster. That's what I like about this. That's what I like about them is that they can do that. Switch 3-4 is much more hype. It's actually nice about this, right? All the major games are out now. We're in that awkward point where we're in between systems, so we're probably going to get those B and C tier franchises showing up for a final push. I'm thinking your Pushmos, your Pilot Wings, your budget Kirby, and Marcos. That's kind of what I was saying earlier. Is that it doesn't have to just be that. It doesn't just have to be your Pushmos and stuff. They can actually do interesting Mario and Kirby games because they can say, oh, by the way, they're going to be available. You know, they're going to be performance upgrades for the next system. They can actually do some stuff. Again, I don't think they're going to do Odyssey 2, but they can do that if they wanted to. Yeah, imagine a chibi Robo game showing up. Shadow dropped 48 more tracks for Mario Kart. A new Mario game is coming for PS. And, oh my God, imagine. 14 for the Switch. I think 14 for the Switch is going to be the Switch 2. I think that's going to be a Switch 2 thing. What else could we see? So I only have Dragon Quest 3. We're like talking in possibilities here. Dragon Quest 3, Among Us, Metro Prime 4, and something very good gets shadow dropped. What else do I think is likely? That's why we have all of these. We have all of these theories. What do we think is likely? You know, it's fun to have all of these theories. Do you think Star Fox Zero port is likely? DS for the Switch Online. What are we missing for the Switch? Actually, I joke. Yoshimi did say we'd be interested in looking. No, see, I don't joke. Like, I actually do think that 14 is going to be on the Switch too. I do think that they're going to do that. Oh, new Defunct Land video tomorrow. Luigi Mansion 1 port just so we can have the whole trilogy on the system. Something Star Fox? I would say something Star Fox. Something Star Fox. Starfowl. New NSO. NSO games? I think just NSO games. Do you think they would do NSO games? I feel like they haven't done that in a little while. Or an NSO app. What do you think is more likely? Do you think that they would? Is there an app that we're waiting for the NSO? Diddy Kong Racing for the NSO. If they, Ryan, like somebody said earlier, mentioned Donkey Kong stuff, they could do Donkey Kong, like Diddy Kong Racing. TurboGrafx NSO is the one that we're missing. TurboGrafx NSO. Too late in the life for an app? You think? Maybe not, unless it's like TurboGrafx. Game Boy N64 connection for the NSO. I think the last NSO drop was a rare drop. I know we got Mega Man Game Boy games. I'm trying to think of when they did one in a direct, because normally the NSO stuff has been just randomly during the month. New NSO games. I think maybe what Donkey Kong games are on NSO? Is 64? Is that on there? I know that the Donkey Kong Country games are on there. The last NSO drop on Direct was in their last Direct with the rare games. Okay. All of them but 64. See, yeah. 64 is not there. Yes. So I would think new NSO games, probably DK64, maybe Donkey Kong stuff entirely. If you did a Donkey Kong NSO drop where you did Donkey Kong 94, you did 64, Diddy Kong Racing, like you could do a whole Donkey Kong thing, and that could be your big Donkey Kong announcement. Would you announce a new Donkey Kong game? Possibly. Put Halo Master Chief Collection on there, maybe even Shadow Drop. Do I think Master Chief Collection could show up? You know what? I'm going to put it on there. Halo Master Chief Collection. It's on the list. Ryan, you said... Where is it? Ryan, didn't you say the Fire Emblem, right? Where's your Fire Emblem comment? You had a comment about Fire Emblem. I can't find it. I thought it was you, Ryan. Was it that far up? What the hell? Where's your Fire Emblem comment, Ryan? Did you make a comment about that? As a Hail Mary enough, it could happen. There's a rumor of Fire Emblem genealogy of the Holy War remake in the works. I'll say Fire Emblem. I do think that we see something for it. I think it's been long enough since Engage that it might be time to say something else. I don't know what I'm not familiar enough with Fire Emblem. It would be nice if they did the what is it? Dawn, Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance, and Radiant Dawn. It would be nice to see that stuff. And chat's just been going. I'll say new Mario. Ooh, Mario Party. All right, listen. I know that this list is supposed to be stuff that I think is likely. All right. Please forgive my copium here. Damn it, Lilac. You beat me to it. I was gonna say Mario Party Superstars DLC. I'm saying it. Mario Party Superstars DLC. It's happening. See, I don't think Mario Kart courses. I know that that's sort of the meme, but I don't think Mario Kart courses. A Genealogy is the fourth game in a series had a fan favorite in Japan. I don't understand why, because its map design is massive, but the story is really good. We get too much for a bingo card. We can we'll eliminate options at the end. Now that is copium. Come on. I don't think it'll be DLC. You think it'll be a new game? Ooh, that would hurt. Yeah, Mario Kart, I think is done. I think it's done. All right, so we got something. Star Fox. I think we'll get this is a boring one. I think we'll get more info on the or at the very least there'll be an ad. I think we'll get more info on the NES tournament game. More info on NES tournament. I'm gonna add that on there. I know that that's kind of cheating. If they just show an ad, I will say that it doesn't count. New info. New info on NES tournament. So if they give us, because I don't think they gave us a full list of the games. So if we get like a full list of the games, if we get a full list of the modes, I know that there's been a lot of speculation over what the modes could be on that thing. So hopefully we'll see something about that. I'm not gonna cheat and put Amiibo because apparently there's a rumor going around about Amiibo. We did get a full list. Okay, so I don't think we didn't get any information on what the modes are going to be and how the game's going to work. So I think we do get new information on that. Monster Hunter Stories 1 port, it released a few days ago. I did see some ads for it. That released? I saw some trailers and pictures for it. I didn't know if that released or if it was coming out. Leakers have already found a development name by the Mario Party team that's in line with the last Mario Party. Was that Buffet? Is that the Buffet development name? NWC will probably be in the sizzle reel. See, I think we might get new info about it. I think they're gonna talk about what the online multiplayer is gonna be like and the modes that are gonna be there. Because one of the biggest gripes about it so far is that there isn't an actual NES tournament cartridge mode where you actually do the challenges and sequence from the original game. So I do think that there's going to be some sort of structure, like a 99 game. Not that many, but I do think that there's going to be some sort of structure like that. So we don't have that much information on that. So I actually do think we get that information tomorrow. Imagine how far through the roof Uncle will go if not only announce a new Mario Party, but announce planned DLC for the new Mario. Oh my head might explode. If they just straight up were like, oh yeah,
your ideas are intriguing.
Thank you, AGVG, yeah, I think I would lose my mind. This is another copium one. All right, this is another copium one, but only because. Partially because I really want it. But because it was mentioned without any effort on my part or anybody else's part, this game has come up recently. Tactics Remastered. Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered. Normally, I would say I really want it to be, but I don't think it's going to be there. But we did get that random comment, like 2 weeks ago? Where they're like, oh yeah, by the way, the Tactics Remaster is alive and well. And I'm like, okay, wait, you can't just say that. Someone just walked into the room and was like, hey, by the way, everybody, we're confirming the Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster and it's still in the works. And then walk out of the room. So that's the only reason I'm putting that there is because through no effort of my own, that did come up. Was it Yoshi? No, it wasn't Yoshi P. It was Jason Schreier, I think. So apparently it came up from what's that Midori, the fake leaker or whatever. But then a couple days later, Jason Schreier went on record and said, "Yeah, by the way, it is real. It is a legit thing, and it is still in the works." So, which, first of all, confirms that it existed. I think that's what's funny is that everybody there was still no actual confirmation that it was a thing. So it technically was fully confirmed. Yeah, Schreier said Tactics. Yoshi P said 9. Okay. Will it have the OGs? That's my only question is what script is it going to have? I wish it had the original one. I know that people like the newer one, even though I'm not as big a fan of that one. Okay, to be fair, Square hasn't said anything. Jason mentioned it in passing. Yeah, but it was mentioned. It was on the record. I trust that I trust that he would care enough about his reputation to not just blurt something out that wasn't true. And by this point, Dragoon, if he did do that, he would have corrected it by now. So the fact that there hasn't been a correction or a retraction of that statement tells me that it is legit. Whether or not we're going to see it, I don't know. Daisy story mode for the Peach game. That would be nice. I would go buy it. Yoshi P said that he was not working on Final Fantasy IX Remake, but it is in the works and he's excited. He also said he made it. He wouldn't go the 16 route. He would keep it turn-based. They could let you choose between the two. I think that's probably too much work. I think that would be too much work. I would say no. I would rather have one. To be completely honest, what I would rather have, if I'm going to be really honest about it for Tactics, what I'd rather have is a new script that keeps all the original names, but rewrites everything to be more realistic, like more naturally speaking, without the flowery dialogue. I think that's one thing. Like if you want to change it so that it's a bit more fitting, it's a bit more old timey, that's fine. But I do think that they went a little too far with War of the Lions, and it was way too flowery, which I love that word for that because that's exactly how I feel. DLC for Mario Wonder. I'm gonna put it. DLC for Mario Wonder. I do think that's possible. I do think that's possible. At the very least, Wario and Waluigi. I wouldn't mind a new area featuring Wario and Waluigi where you have to do things, another bunch of stages. I think that's entirely possible. Yeah, I do think that's a realistic thing to potentially think is there. So Ramza doesn't fall into 4 traps in a row. The flowery speech is more accurate to the OG script, but it was always there. We the US took it out. It's tough, Dragoon, because you say that, but then it was also a translation of the Japanese, and right, because that game is originally a Japanese game. So the idea that the flowery speech was always there, no, it was translated that way, and the flowery speech probably translates a little bit more accurately to Japanese. But if you try and translate Japanese too accurately, it doesn't sound right because the natural way of speaking is different. So when you translate, you are kind of interpreting, and I just think they took it a little bit too far. You can have old-timey flowery speech that doesn't sound like you're reading Shakespeare. And I think that there were moments in the game where the dialogue was fine, and I think that there were some where it just went a little too far. I'd rather a new Wario Land game. Some random SNK announcement? Probably not. I have no reason to not think so, but... Oh, isn't there a new... No, see, I don't think that that's something that Nintendo would... And that's the thing. I think it has to be stuff Nintendo should. Pokemon. I saw you guys talking about Pokemon earlier. Do you think that this is where you announce a new Pokemon game? Do you think it's too early? I think it's too early for that. I think it's too early for a straight up Pokemon game. X and Y remake, Pokemon Z. No Pokemon, please. Pokemon does their own thing. Do they announce their own things? Or do they announce them in the direct and then elaborate on them in their own things? Because you could get Legends, a new Legends. There's already a Pokemon announced? Which one? Oh, AZ News? Oh, that's right. There is a new one. Pokemon. Yeah, okay. The new Legends game, right? Yeah, Legends ZA. You keep saying that. Legends ZA. Okay, yeah. I think that could be there. I think they could talk a little bit about it. They already announced it in the direct. I think they could talk a bit about it. Here and let's be clear about what I mean when I say that. Pokemon Legends ZA. I think they could say that and then show a little bit of it and then say, stay tuned for a future direct dedicated to more information on Legends ZA. And that would technically count as new news. Shadow. I don't know about Skies of Arcadia, but we are waiting for news on this Sega thing, where Sega has a bunch of new games coming out. One of the new Sega games, I think, could be there. Either the new Crazy Taxi or something, or one of the other ones. I forget what the 5 games were that they announced. I do think that we could finally see one of these games, if not multiple of them. Pokemon Pen and Pencil. Given the Legend of the 2025 game, I don't discard it, but I don't see it as unlikely. Wait, I don't discard it, but see it as unlikely. This guy's a block pushing. What I want most for the direct is release date for Fate Stay Night Remaster or something about Prime 4. I'll also take. I said that before. Let me add that in. So I added Prime 4 already. I am going to add Prime 2 and 3, and I'm going to put them together. I'm going to put them together because I do think that even if they are separate releases, I do think that they get announced together. I don't think that we get the Prime 1 situation where they just announce Prime 1, because that's been a big thing right now, where Prime 1, everybody's like, oh, Prime 1 was the big one, so that's the one that they were going to keep separate, and then that's the remaster. A lot of people were saying that Prime 2 and 3 are going to be together and they're going to be ports. I don't think so. I think that they're remasters. I think that they are individual. But the surprise is out there already if you announce Part 2. If you say Metroid Prime Remastered Part 2, no one's going to question whether or not there's a 3. Everyone's going to know that there's a 3. So there's no point in not announcing them at the same time. I don't think that they'll be released at the same time. I think that they'll say Prime 2 now, Prime 3 later. Physical versions, probably somewhere down the line. I think that that's more likely. Prime 1 was shadow dropped day of. And then the physical version was available 2 weeks later. And I think it's entirely possible that Prime 2 is the shadow drop game. If something gets shadow dropped, I think it could potentially be Prime 2. I think it would make sense. I think it would be a lot of fun. Real quick, not real quick, but we already added Metroid Prime 4. Here's the thing. I think this is a theory that I had a while ago. This is something that I think they could have done a while ago, and it's something that I think they can do this time. I think Prime 4 is the game that closes out the stream, closes out the direct, and they show it. It's going to be on the Switch. They show a little something, and at the end, it says Prime 4 will also be playable on the Nintendo Switch 2, or whatever it's going to be called. And I think that is the moment that you take to officially talk about the next system. Maybe you give it a name. Maybe you even say, stay tuned. Be on the lookout for a future direct dedicated to the newest addition to our Switch family of consoles. I do think at the end, they aren't announcing the next system this direct. No, they're not showing the next system this direct. But if you do that at the very, very end, and you say, this will be playable on our next console, stay tuned for a future event dedicated to the newest addition to our Switch family of systems. If you want to get semantic about what they said about how, oh, we're not going to be showing off the next system or anything, or we're not even going to be talking about it, that still actually works. Yeah, see, there will be no mention of the Switch successor during this presentation. I still think that that could be crap. It means that we're not going to see a presentation. It means that we're not going to, they're not going to show it off. They're not going to give us the name or anything. But it doesn't mean that they can't confirm that these games will all run on the next system. Because it's not like the next system is a surprise. It's not, right? We don't honestly think that they're not making another system. They've admitted that they're making another system. What we don't know right now are some of the answers. Whether or not there's going to be performance updates for the games, for instance. People were speculating, right? There's been a big piece of speculation about whether or not it's going to be backwards compatible. Everybody assumes that it's going to be, but there hasn't really been any confirmation on that. This would actually confirm that. So I disagree. I think that while you're not going to see a presentation, you're not going to see a picture of the system, and you're not going to hear anything about specs, I do think that there is a chance that at the very least they just confirm to everybody these games will be playable on the next system. That's a big enough announcement. It just means that we're not going to see anything about hardware. I'm going to go back up real quick. Is it time for 2D Zelda? I mean, this would be a good opportunity to do that too. 2D Zelda. Sorry, but the reason I was waiting to talk about Prime 4 was because of that, because I think that that's what they're going to do. Announce that around this month. That's when you'll get news of our next system. I'm about to ask if we would get an announcement for the Switch 2 dedicated direct. Yeah, I think we could. Not Shadow, not an actual date for it, but just be on the lookout, just so that we can know. Because there's going to be speculation. I think after this event, there's going to be a lot of speculation, like there always is, about the Switch 2. So I think that to curb that speculation, it would be good for them to say at the end, just so you know, the Switch 2, when we talk about it, it's going to have its own event. So be on the lookout for that. Zelda Oracle remakes. I mean, I would like them. I would love them. Hold on. Let me go back up. Hold on. I want to read some of these because I was ranting for a little bit there. The announcement said there will be no mention of the Switch 2 successor. Like during the month of November, we will hold a presentation. See, I don't think it'll be that specific. I just think it'll be later on. That's what we're going to do. I don't think they'll bring it up personally. They may hint at it. Which, again, hinting at it is these are going to be playable on our next system. That's why. I don't think that that's a big thing. I don't think that that's as significant as everybody thinks that it is. We start this mind game thing that upsets the Twitter users. I mean, Lilac. Can we be honest here? Right? We're all friends here. What doesn't piss off Twitter? Right? We know that they're not. They've said that they're not going to talk about the Switch 2, and people are still going to be mad that they're not talking about the Switch 2. What doesn't piss off Twitter? So you know what? Screw them. Nintendo, do whatever you want. And I think that this would be interesting. Because Lilac, even if they do say something about the Switch 2, Twitter's still going to be mad. They said they weren't going to say anything about the Switch 2. What do you care? Who cares? They talked about it. That's great. Isn't that what you've been crying for the whole time? Right? For the last 5 years, haven't you been crying about the Switch is woefully underpowered and we need a new Switch? We need a Switch Pro. We need a Switch 2. All right, they're talking about it. Shut up. Biggest thing I think will come up won't be here. How they're very specific that they'll mention it sometime this fiscal year, which still has a long way to go. But again, I don't think that this is the information drop that everybody thinks that it is. To say that the new games that are coming out is going to be playable on the next system. I don't think that that's this information drop that everybody thinks that it is. I think all it does is confirm that the system is going to be backwards compatible. It doesn't even say the name of the system. I don't think that it's this big taboo thing that everybody's like they wouldn't dare. I think that it's just going to be it's going to be a backwards compatible system, or at the very least these games are going to run on it. I think you're underselling how impactful that would be. But I don't think that it's impactful to the point where we need to micromanage this one aspect. I think, like, do you really think so? Do you really think that saying Metroid Prime 4 will be playable on the next system, do you think that that's this big giant thing? Again, ignoring the fact that people dig into everything about everything. If Doug Bowser did an interview about what's next for the Nintendo system, and he stood in front of a green wall, do you think that everybody's going to say, oh, look at that? Or do you think that people are going to say, why was he standing in front of a green wall? Are Xbox games coming to the Nintendo Switch too? Of course they would. Because they do it all the time. People have been doing it for 20 years. If not longer. It's really busy crying about Black Ops 6 nerfing the ladies' ass. Hey, Vanilla. It's gonna be called. Hold on, let me go back up. I keep going back up, and then I get caught on other things. The Hopium is hard, but that can only mean hardware related, not software related. And great with Switch 2 will be the Steam Deck. Wait, with the Switch 2, will the Steam Deck 2 be released the following year to troll? I mean, they're gonna release one of those anyway. Why not specifically Prime 4? I think the ending will be on the Switch 2 with the list of games, and Prime 4 will be one of them. I don't know about that. I may be pessimistic, but they say Breath of the Wild will be playable on the Switch and the Wii U. But that doesn't mean you can play the Wii U version on the Switch. Huh? What are you talking about? No, but that's, Aram, that's different, though. The Wii U is a disc-based system. The Switch is a cartridge-based system. Yeah, there's a very strong reason why Wii U games don't work on the Switch. But the Switch 2 is going to be different. The Switch 2, I think they already I think they confirmed that. I think they confirmed that the Switch 2 is going to be mini cartridges. I think they're going to do the same thing they did with the 3DS, where the DS and 3DS, where they're going to be the same size cartridges. It's just going to be, there's going to be a little nub. I really think that that's what they're going to do. If they're not longer, they might be longer cartridges. We could really get Switch cartridges that are like this long, and so they have more space and more data on them. Yeah, I think they already confirmed that. Wouldn't it make more sense to have it be part of the next system announcement, even if it was just a part of the sizzle reel? No. I think that you can do that. I think that it would still work. I mean, didn't we first see Breath of the Wild when it was just a Wii U game? Like, when was the very first time we saw Breath of the Wild? And that was a Wii U game. And then the development took a while, and then the Wii U tanked the way it did, so it had to become a cross-platform game. But I think we saw, even though it was like the Switch's big killer app seller in the beginning, we saw that game when it was a Wii U game. Just like they mentioned Metroid Prime 4 when it was a Switch game. Yeah, that's not a hint. That's a big statement. I don't know. But I don't think it's Dragoon. I think I'm just thinking that it's not going to be this kept in a vault secret the way everybody thinks it is, right? It's not the Colonel's secret recipe. I don't think that it's going to be this thing where they're like, we can't tell people that it's backwards compatible, or we can't even hint at the idea, right? I just don't think it's that. I think that it'd be a nice little piece of information, be a nice little tidbit. I'm not saying that people won't talk about it, but it'd be a nice little tidbit to put out there and say, yeah, you know, it raises consumer interest when they, and again, that's something, it kind of goes back to something that I said before, the idea of performance patches for these games to run on the next system. It's important because you don't want the consumer interest to slow down. You don't want people to stop buying Switch stuff because they're worried it's not going to work on the Switch too. If you can confirm that the games that they buy now that the games that they're going to pick up, that they're going to see in this event, and they're going to buy in the next 6 months, if you can guarantee them that those games are going to work on the next system, people are more comfortable buying new games instead of just waiting for the Switch version, to the Switch 2 version of the game. If you know, if you don't have a ton of money and you know that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be on the Switch and the Switch 2, are you going to buy it for the Switch, or are you going to wait for the Switch 2 version because that's going to be the better version? You're probably going to wait. Or they can guarantee you that the version of the game that you buy now will be playable on the next system. You're going to go into it more confidently with the original one. And I'm using Metroid Prime 4, but I think that's going to be the big giant cross-platform game. But it does mean that your interest in the previous games or in the other games are going to be kept strong. You're not going to worry about buying a game for the Switch with the idea that it might not work on the Switch too. If they can confirm that early, that is a big deal. It is a big deal. But I don't think it's this kept in the vault secret that they need to guard with their lives and send ninjas out to stop people from knowing. I think that it's something that you can say at the end of the event. Let me go back up here. Unless you're a hardcore Nintendo fan, you played literally every one of their known IPs, knowing that entry for an casual audience, they're just going to be salty or upset regardless, because they don't know why, and so why so-and-so game is exciting. I don't know. Because you can kind of say that the other way, that the hardcore fans are the ones that are going to be excited, and the casual fans aren't. But you could also say that the hardcore fans might not really, they're going to care, but you could also say that the casual fans are going to be very excited to play a new game or a game that they're not familiar with. I think Nintendo doesn't think it's as big a deal as people are thinking it is. Yeah, I don't think that it's that. I think it's a big deal. I think people will treat it like a big deal. But I don't think that that Nintendo is like, we can't tell them. Because that's the thinking, right? That's the thinking is that Nintendo is sitting in a boardroom saying we can't tell them that it's backwards compatible. And I think it makes more sense to tell everybody that it's backwards compatible. Or at the very least, there will be some games that'll work. Remember when people thought Waluigi was coming to Smash because of the color of two chairs? Like, that happens all the time. So as far as like, well, they can't say something because they don't want people to read into it. People read into everything. Remember that time I overly scrutinized Sakurai's hand gesture? I did it as a joke, and then it turned out to actually be true. You remember that? Does anyone remember that? Remember when I did that? Before that, it was Twilight Princess. Yeah, whatever the average GB was for PS4 game. The only confirmed thing was that it will share the online. Yeah, isn't that a big deal? Right? To say that, oh, don't worry, your online account is going to transfer over to the next system. And you might not think that that's a big deal, but when has it before? We keep having to get new games. Let's just keep going with the idea that, and Marcos, let's keep going with the idea that this is Switch focus. What about after a 40-minute event, at the very last screen, you have a text window that says Metroid Prime 4 will also be playable on the Switch 2. What about that one screen negates the Switch focus of the rest of the event? I think I'm just getting, I think I'm just like, I'm going to let this go because I don't know. I just feel like, I feel like there's this idea that they're going to mention this, they're going to say something about the Switch 2 at the end, or they're going to say the next Nintendo system, and now no one's going to care about the 40 minutes that came before, right? No, right? There's not going to be this moment where they say that, and then, oh, all of that stuff that just got announced, nobody gives a damn about, right? All of a sudden, it's entirely about the Switch 2. It's like, oh, they didn't say they said they weren't going to talk about the Switch 2. It's like, okay, but they did talk about like 39 minutes and 59 seconds of other stuff. I just don't think that. I don't think that that saying that at the end negates the entire rest of the event. Nintendo at this point really wants to pass the PS2 and DS sales figures. So they're going to try and make sure that you don't stop buying Switches. If that's the case, then they're not gonna want you to stop buying Switches. Level 60 for the Switch 2 are better sign. They want to keep all cards close to their chest until the big reveal. I think it's more likely they'll announce backwards compatibility with the new system rather than some games that we don't know what the system is in the first place. I don't know. I think that it's entirely possible. There's ASL for Fire Emblem. Anything they say will allude to anything Switch 2. Yeah, and that's the thing. No matter what they say, like as far as like they don't want to allude to the Switch 2, no matter what they say, everybody's going to think it. Everybody's going to think the same thing. Any game, any big game that doesn't show up at that event, I guarantee you tomorrow people are going to say they're probably waiting for the Switch 2 to talk about it. People are going to always find a reason to bring up the Switch 2. So anything that we don't see tomorrow, if we don't see Final Fantasy, if we don't see Dragon Quest, if we don't see Metroid Prime 4, I mean, people are already saying that about Metroid Prime 4. We're probably not going to see Metroid Prime 4 because they're waiting to talk about it on the Switch 2. Everybody's already making assumptions, and they're already making it about the Switch 2. And anything that we don't see tomorrow, that's what they're going to talk about. They didn't talk about it because it's on the Switch 2. All right, so hold on. Let's go back to this. Yeah, anything that alludes to the number 2 will be seized upon. What's this about looting the Switch 2? Can't wait. What if during the direct Sakurai comes on screen and just says, I'm back now that I'm done being a... Oh, my God. Ryan. Ooh, Ryan. I'm putting that on there just for you, Ryan. I'm putting that on the list. Sakurai shows up. That's all I'm putting. Sakurai's going to be in the event. He's going to show up. Guaranteed. We only found out about Breath of the Wild Switch. Dragoon, I'm going to do this and I'm going to move on. I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on from the topic. My other issue is historically Nintendo doesn't do that. We only found out about Breath of the Wild Switch when the Switch was officially revealed as the NX back then. And what about the last 8 years, and the last few years in particular, has proved to you that Nintendo only does the things that they have always done? This is my point. My point that I keep bringing up is that Nintendo is doing things however they want to now. They won't shadow drop a game. They shadow drop Metroid Prime Remastered. They don't announce games without too much notice. They're announcing games a month out. They do these things that they want to do, and that's what makes them interesting. So the idea that Nintendo historically hasn't, it doesn't really mean anything anymore. Not as much as it used to. Sure, there are some things that they're historically going to keep doing, but they're also trying to change it up. They're also doing things that are very interesting and different. So the idea that they've never done this before, sure, that means that's the perfect time to catch you off guard. I bring it up all the time. The morning that they announced Metroid Prime Remastered, if you would have said they're going to shadow drop Metroid Prime Remastered, everybody would have called you crazy. And you would have been right. Shadow drop F-Zero 99. They came out with more Kirby games in the last 2 years than I think they've ever come out with. They keep doing these things, and they keep making these things that people don't expect. And that's what makes them interesting. Sure, they have some recognizable patterns, but they're also doing things different within those patterns. Yeah, knowing Breath of the Wild was coming to the Switch before we even knew it was called the Switch sets a precedent for how possible it actually is. And that's why I don't think that it's impossible. And I think that's all. I think that's my only point. My only point is that this is what happens, is that you come up with these ideas and people say, no, that's not going to happen. And it's like, but the point is that we don't know anymore. If I said PlayStation was going to shadow drop a Ratchet and Clank game, I would say, and you said I was crazy, I would say, yeah, you're probably right. You're right that I'm being crazy on that. But if I said that Metroid Prime 2 remaster could be shadow dropped tomorrow, who thinks that is completely not possible? Who thinks that there is 100% no way Nintendo shadow drops Prime 2 tomorrow? Does anybody look, hold up, new Ratchet. Does anybody legitimately think there is 0% chance that Nintendo shadow drops Prime 2 remaster tomorrow? There might be. But realistically, there's precedent that it doesn't happen. There's precedent that it does happen, I mean. You can't say that they won't do it because they've literally done it before. So why not do it about some of these other things? I think that that's the case. I think that we're getting into a situation now. We've been in a situation with Nintendo where they're just going to do whatever the hell they want to do. And that's what's interesting about them. I think that's what's getting lost. It's not the idea that it's impossible. But it's highly unlikely. But as far as like the mentioning the Switch 2 stuff, it sounds like that's what everybody's saying. It sounds like people are saying no. They said that they're not going to talk about the system. They're not going to show the system off, and that's that. And it's just like, all right, so you think that it's 100% impossible. I'm saying I don't think that it's impossible. I don't think that there's no possibility that they just say that, oh yeah, by the way, this game's going to also work on the Switch too. They won't because they haven't in the past, but then always act surprised when copyright runs. Yeah. Nintendo also never went after ROM sites in the past, and look where we are now. No, Odyssey was a launch window. I think Odyssey was in the first year. I think it was like a year. Yeah, within the first year, I think. Kind of wish I lived in the U.S. time zone where it comes to direct. Being in the U.K. means I'm waiting half a day for it to start. Now you got people excited. Now I got people excited for a new Ratchet game. What else? Hold on. So what do we have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 16. Mischief Makers 2. Interesting. The final update for F-Zero. Oh, I'll give you that one. F-Zero 99 update. I do think there might be something for that. I was actually thinking about that today too. Not sure if it'll be the final, but I do think it'll be there. I think there's going to be a Paper Mario Tetris 99 theme, but I don't think they'll announce it here. Ooh. Have any NSO game? I predict the Donkey Kong games. I do predict that they'll announce new games. I think that they're probably going to be Donkey Kong focused. I think we'll get Donkey Kong 64, Diddy Kong Racing, and possibly the Donkey Kong Land games. A retro game revive. Ooh. I'll give you that one. I like that one. Franchise revival. I think that we see the return of Kid Icarus or some other franchise that we haven't seen in a while. A new Pilot Wings. I think we could see something like that. Collections. Ooh. The return of Uniracers. Ice Climbers Celeste crossover. Kia, is it bad that I like that? Is it bad that I like the idea of an Ice Climbers game and then Celeste is a secret character? Pushmo. Kid Icarus Uprising port would coincide with Sakurai finishing YouTube. If any rare game gets announced at Nintendo, it's going to be Banjo. Ooh, do you think Banjo comes back? Castlevania DS collection with Adventure Rebirth included. DS collection? Ooh. Could be interesting. Either Banjo or DK64. I mean, that could show up with Donkey Kong. Collections. Castlevania DS collection sounds interesting. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That would come way out of left field. Ooh, Mr. L. We haven't actually talked about that. That might be a good time to talk about that. Mega Man Legends. Do you think there could be a Legends collection or any word of a new Mega Man game? I'm still trying to think of collections. I don't. Wait, what about those Star Force games? What about Mega Man Star Force? Isn't that one? I thought Legends Collection was released. No. Yeah, the Star Force games aren't out yet. Star Force Collection, Mega Man. Let's say Mega Man Collection. Specifically Star Force or Legends. Maybe next year, considering the Capcom elections results. We gotten Legacy Collections for Battle Network. Star Force wasn't there. Bandai Namco sent out Pac-Man survey last year, what people wanted in the future. One of the options was a remake of Pac-Man World 2 and 3. I think we're getting Pac-Man World 2. Ooh, Pac-Man World 2 repack. I could put that on there. Pac-Man World 2 repack. I'll put that on there. I like that. Oh, they announced Mega Man. Oh, Mega Man 64 for the NSO. Oh, that would be interesting. People flooded the server for Dino Crisis. Yeah, remember that? And some of my friend predicted a possibility. Another Tales of game getting remastered, specifically Tales of the Abyss. I'll laugh so hard if we got Pac-Man World 2 due to the reasons you'll see. Due to reasons you'll see eventually. Uh-oh. There's nothing related to Tommy Tallarico, right? All right. How many do I need for bingo? Isn't it 24? See, these bingo cards only have 16. I was going to do a 5x5. 5x5 card with a free space. Make your own bit. Why is this like money? Wait, what? 1 to 75 bingo? Oh, there we go. No, what? What am I doing here? I don't know how this works. 5x5 is 25. Minus the free space. Minus the free space, you smarty pants. Number bingo, virtual bingo. Find my order. What? Numbers, occasions. What are we doing here? I'm so confused on how to use this website. Highly unlikely, but I want a new Conker's Bad Fur Day game. Ooh, Return of Conker? Would that? Do you think that Return of Conker would show up as franchise revival? Do you think that would count? Highly unlikely, but I kind of rumors about something. Oh, something new. Ace Attorney. Are we? They did all of the Ace Attorney games in collections, right? Doesn't Microsoft own Conker? But they are working together now. Microsoft is looking to work with other companies, so Microsoft could let Nintendo. Since let's be honest here, Conker was never more popular than it was on Nintendo. We still don't have investigations. Return of Trauma Center. New Bubsy. Ugh. Oh, yeah. I meant to put that. Thank you, Lilac. I'm gonna credit you for that one. Lego Horizon. I do think that we see Lego Horizon, and I think that's going to be hilarious. Miles Edgeworth spinoffs, the second of which never translated before. Oh, so yeah, so Miles, the Ace Attorney. Let's say Ace Attorney. I think I spelled attorney right. Trauma Center is Atlas, so that's up to them, Sega, not Nintendo. But it would be in a Nintendo event. It would be in a Nintendo event. As Ryan, especially if it's a Switch exclusive, because the Switch exclusive has the touchscreen. So that would actually work really well for Trauma Center. I don't know that I'm going to put it on there because I feel like there's no reason to think that they would show up. But I think Trauma Center games would work really well for Nintendo. Weren't the other Trauma Center games Nintendo exclusive anyway? So that would make sense that it shows up in a Direct. Yeah, Sega doesn't do events besides Sonic. How about Yokai Watch 4? I'm not super familiar with Yokai Watch as far as like where it is in popularity anymore. There were two or three games for the Wii and then one or two for the DS. I have one of the DS games. I have Trauma Center for the DS. I think I'm pretty sure it's on DS. Yeah, the DS is the one that I played, I think. FPS Night Dive Studios makes a remake for, like, imagine a Night Dive remake of Indiana Jones game. They probably put Trauma Center on iPad too, as icky as that would be. Yeah, I think Trauma Center's not actually a bad idea. You know what? I'm going to put it on there. Trauma Center. Switch exclusive. Exclusive. I'm going to put that on there. Maybe that's our way out there choice. One of our way out there. Actually, we need a way out there choice, don't we? We see Nintendo Coffin, Nintendo Museum. Remember Nintendo was dying. We got to put their corpse somewhere. Oh, that's right. We got to see that building. Trauma Center starts out slight. You just curing a slight cough, and at the end you're fighting aliens and stuff. Yeah. Trauma Center was real weird when I played it. I was like, this is awesome. I gotta play this. I gotta play the Wii version. Night Dog's busy with the Thing remastered. New F-Zero. Ooh, yeah. What's a out there possibility? What is an out there? Ain't no way. Oh wait. Oh. Okay. GX or remastered. Four Swords port. Ooh, Four Swords port. Earthbound 4. Zelda Faces of Evil remake. New 3D Mario tease. First look at Kingdom Hearts 4. Final Fantasy 9 remake is my out there hope. New Impossible port. Near Replicant. Maybe a little bit too much. Maybe a Switch 2. That might be Switch 2. Okay. I'm going to put 2 on there. First is Four Swords Adventure online. And the other one, this is my out there one for in the vein of Four Swords. I'm gonna pick a couple of these. In the vein of Four Swords. Castlevania Harmony of Despair. That is my out there, ain't no way, but would be awesome choice for that game. Half-Life collection for the Switch. Ew. Oh, Ronan, that's actually a good... Ronan, would they be... Aren't they... They're GBA games, right? Would they just... Oh... No, we already have new NSO games. Okay, new NSO games. I'm going to cheat here. So my choice for new NSO games, I said probably DK64. I'm also going to add or Sonic Advance. I'm going to cheat there, and I'm going to put Sonic Advance on there too. Ooh, Fate Extra Recollection. Interesting. Nate the Hate has poured cold water on one person's here's hopes. Uh-oh. Oh, no. So no new Metabots? Oh, my God. Mario 35 with Mario 3 on it. The return of Mario 35 would be huge. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 24. So we have 25. So I'll have to remove one of these. New Disgaea collection? Probably not, because aren't they all... They're all available. Yeah, we're only missing Disgaea 3, right? Oh, see, I'm going to have to scale some of this down. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. I think that Xenoblade X finally escapes the Wii U. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good list. Ghost of Tsushima port for the Switch. WarioWare 99. Xeno X should be next gen. Do you think so though? I mean, it was last gen. What about Xenoblade X wouldn't work on the Switch? Or do you think that it's just that this should be something they save? Maybe we see this list. Here, I'll wait. I have to move all of this stuff around. Ooh. Hang on. I'll put this over here. I'll put the list up real quick just so you can see it. Right. I think you can see it now, right? Right? Yeah. that's the list that I have. So we'll see what happens. There, it's recorded for posterity's sake. Take a screenshot if you need, and you can read it. I think that's the list. I don't think there's anything else. I think at this point anything else would be wild speculation. Bigger font, please. Just screenshot it. Just screenshot it. Check Discord. Oh, sorry about that. I see that. Oh, Ronan, I see yours. I see it. See, Ronan, I'm doing the 5x5 card. Okay. Can I see it in Wingdings, please? Xenosaga Trilogy Remaster. I'm not gonna rule it out. I kind of want Nintendo to do a Dreamcast Online so I can torture my friends with Sonic Shuffle. I don't think they'll do Dreamcast Online. I think you would just see Dreamcast games with an online component to it. Although Sonic Shuffle would be kind of interesting. We have that on there. Mario Wonder DLC. We have that on there. Oh, no problem, Mr. L. And yeah, I hope everything is all right. I hope everything works out for you. Mr. L, I panic about Sage all the time, so I definitely know what it feels like to worry about our furry family members. And that's not referring to myself. Referring. Oh, you know what? Oh, Gonzalesu. Gonzalesu, ore wa suyoi, ore hika arashiwa pointo. Oh, that was good. That was good timing. It missed a little bit. But that was good timing. And yeah, and Aram, while that was playing, that actually made me think of that. Do you think we might see like a Chrono Trigger port or remaster or 2D HD or something? I know every game they're going to release PlayStation All-Stars 2 Battle. Yeah, we did. Hey, Linky. We did a list. I'm going to make a bingo card. I need to figure out what to take off of it because I think we have a couple too many, but what do I take off of here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26. So I would need to remove 2. I would need to remove 2 things in order to fit this on there. I could probably just combine some. I'll figure this out later. And I'll combine. When I put this together, I'll write up a bingo card, and then my free bingo cards. Is that the same website? Okay, I'm on that website now. So I'll make a bingo card later, and then I'll put it up on I'll put it up on Twitch, on Twitter, and then I'll put it in follower forums just so you can see what I'm going to be working with. Repeat your prediction. Okay, so this is the full list. This is the full list of my predictions. Most of these aren't my predictions so much as just this is what I think could very likely be there. Some of them, I would count these as predictions. Okay. Dragon Quest 3 HD. Among Us, which is, that one's kind of a gimme, right? That's the free space choice right there. Metroid Prime 4. And again, I have a whole, we had a very lengthy discussion about what I think they could do with that, but I don't necessarily think they would. Metroid Prime 2 and 3. These are going to be, I think that they're going to announce those together. So if we get one, we'll get them both. Something gets shadow dropped. Something very interesting gets shadow dropped. This was my sort of random, this is my more vague choice, which is that we're going to get a game that people are going to say, oh, that's awesome. And then you're going to find out that it's available today. I think that could be Metroid Prime 2, but we'll see what happens. Hexen, Silk Song. Hexen, if they show Silk Song, you owe me a pretzel at Too Many Games. That's just it. That's just how it works. Are you willing to put a pretzel on the line for that? Something Star Fox. This could be I don't know particularly if they would make a new Star Fox game. This could probably be a re-release of Star Fox Zero. But I do think that we'll get something Star Fox. I never played Hollow Knight, so I don't know what Silk Song is. You should play Hollow Knight. I think you would actually really like it. It's a Metroidvania type game, action platformer, search adventure, search action. I'm sorry. Are you saying if I'm correct, I owe you a pretzel? You know what, Hexen? Let's just say you owe me a pretzel either way. I think that that's fair. I think that that's okay. New NSO games, probably Donkey Kong 64, possibly Sonic Advance. Now we're getting a little more wild. Halo Master Chief Collection. I do think it's possible. Fire Emblem. Something Fire Emblem. Possibly remake of one of the other ones, but most likely that's what I think it would be. Mario Party Superstars DLC. It's like a dead space on the bingo card, but I'm leaving it there. I'm leaving it there. That's hopium. All right, well, let's say that that's hopium, and I just want that to be there. New information for the NES tournament game that's coming out. I do think that they're going to say something about they're going to show it off again, and I think they're going to say something new about it, whether it's the modes or, you know what I mean? I think that there's going to be some information about it that we don't know yet. Tactics Remastered. For me, I'm putting it on there. Like I said, there's a reason I'm putting it on there, and it's because it randomly got a mention the other day. So I think that it's coming. All right? I know I should probably grab the wig. I have to get a clown. I keep meaning to get a clown wig. I had a clown wig, and I threw it out at some point. It's coming. It's on the way. It's going to be tomorrow. Promise. Shadow drop. If they shadow drop Tactics Remastered, by the way, Sonic Adventure is canceled for now. That is immediately the game that we're going to be playing. I'm giving you the heads up right now. If they shadow drop Tactics Remastered, that is the game that we're playing. Oh, wear the Wind Waker Link sunglasses mask. Oh yeah, I do have that. DLC for Mario Wonder, I think is possible. Pokemon Legends ZA, I do think that that's possible. I wrote one of the new games. What? Oh, one of the new Sega games. That was supposed to be Sega. Well, Sega, again, they mentioned it. They were like rebooting a bunch of franchises. I do think that we're going to see one of them tomorrow, possibly something like Crazy Taxi. I do think that we could see some. I think that it could be Crazy Taxi because I think Crazy Taxi is going to have an online mode. Sakurai shows up. Just Sakurai shows up. Whatever he talks about, I think he's going to be there. An update for F-Zero 99. I think that that's, I don't know if it's going to be the final update, but I do think that we'll get an update for upcoming content for F-Zero 99. A franchise revival. This is going to be a franchise that we haven't seen in a long time, which is a new Kid Icarus game or Kid Icarus Uprising. I'm trying to think of what other franchises there might be, but I do think that we see the return of a franchise. A Mega Man collection. I do think that there's going to be a Mega Man collection. Star Force or Legends. I don't know which. Golden Sun's already on the NSO. Ooh, a new Golden Sun, though. Pac-Man World 2 Repack. I put that on there. That wasn't really my choice, but I do think that it's entirely possible, so I'm going to put that on there. Lego Horizon. I do think that that's on there. Capcom will never do another Mega Man X game. I don't know. Hexen. But could do Legends 3. Right? Ace Attorney. I think that there's an Ace Attorney trilogy that or games that they haven't gotten yet. So I think Ace Attorney could be there. Trauma Center Switch exclusive. It's a far out there choice, but it's possible. Four Swords Adventure Online, Castlevania Harmony of Despair, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. Those are the games on my list. All right. Well, I get either ZX3 or Battle Network 7 just for you. I'd love Four Swords with Online is a community day game. That's a community day classic. Probably more updates on the Gundam game. Was this Garden of Bonbon on Switch? What is that? Garden of Bonbon? What the heck? Aren't these the things from the what's the collection of mini games things? Don't look it up. Oh, this is that horror game. Okay, okay, okay. That's why. Yeah, it's the new indie horror thing. Simplify your Mega Man collection. Just say Mega Man. I wrote Mega Man collection. I think we're more likely to get a Mega Man collection than we are to get a brand new Mega Man game. Put it this way: if Mega Man shows up, I'm not crossing this off the list. I'm not saying that I got this right. I'm saying when I say Mega Man, I think it's specifically going to be a collection that we haven't gotten yet. But that's my list. That's what I think is potentially going to happen. All right. For right now, I'm going to take a quick break. I need to get some coffee. I need to check on something, and I need to go to the restroom. New monster. Capcom loves Monster Hunter. Yeah, there you go. What about a new Monster Rancher? There you go. But yeah, give me a few minutes, and I'll be right back. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know if we have enough time for the Metal Slug demo, so we'll figure out something. But give me a few minutes, and I will be right back. get a random song stuck in your head? I got such a random song in my head right now. I don't want to say it because then I don't want it to get stuck in your head. Star Fox Adventures remake. I mean, it's entirely possible. Yeah, see, if I say it, then you'll have it in your head, and you'll say, "Damn it, what was the song?" I don't even know. You know, it's crazy. I don't even know the whole song. I just know like one part of it. Do you want me to say it? You want me to say it? For some reason, I have the day destroys the night. Night divides the day. You tried to run, you tried to hide. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Doom, doom, doom. And that's all I had. That's it. That's all I got. For some reason, it just popped into my head randomly. I don't know that song, so it won't get stuck in my head. But that's literally it. That's all I know about that song. Yeah, it's a Hendrix song, isn't it? Isn't it? I think it's a Hendrix song. It's called "Break On Through," isn't that it? It's literally the only thing I know. That's it. I'm pretty sure it's a Hendrix song. I have no idea where that came from. I like none whatsoever. It's like Inside Out, where just you randomly get the triple dent gum commercial stuck in your head. All right, so I actually don't know. I'll put it in music for him. Let me see. Wait, that's Metroid Prime Remastered. Oh, no, wait. Wait, why did it do that? What? Put it in music for him. Hold on. Are you sure? What am I looking for here? I don't think so. The only thing I see in there is Sergeant Major's video, which should be in self-promotion. Oh, put the song in music for him. Oh, I thought you were saying you did. Oh, sorry. Discord invites you. Oh, yeah, I still have that disabled. Lana, can you grab Shadow Discord thingy? I still have that disabled. Yeah. Okay. Here, let me find it. Hold on. I'll find it. I'm pretty sure it's Hendrix, right? Hendrix, Break On Through. It's Shadow. That's not a fixed thing. It's something I'm doing on purpose. Yeah, that's not a fix. Hendrix. I'm pretty sure Break On Through. Or is it the other side? Maybe it's called The Other Side. It might not even be the song. Or is it The Doors? Oh, it's The Doors. Wait, it might be The Doors. I can't play it. That's what sucks. I can't. It might be The Doors. All right. I can't. That's the problem is I can't play it. Yeah, so I can't. Can you somebody check? It's called The Doors. Break On Through. Parentheses to the other side. That's what I have here. That is even weirder. I know even less about The Doors than I know about Jimi Hendrix. Video game with Mega Man X screen. Mega Man X password screen song gets stuck in my head. I mean, video game music I usually get is like NES music. I get a lot of NES music stuck in my head. I think the number one most random piece of video game music that gets stuck in my head is the Stage 1 theme from Batman on the NES. That is probably one of the most random ones because the other ones are kind of situational. Whenever I'm sneaking around, I get the Metal Gear building music in my head. But there's a reason for that, right? That's very much like I'm sneaking around. And so I get that in there. It's The Doors. Yes, thank you. It is The Doors Break On Through. I also get whenever I go somewhere that is like festival related or like when I go to Too Many Games. When I go to Too Many Games, the first thing that pops into my head is the Millennial Fair music from Chrono Trigger. 7 finale this weekend. Yes. It should be this weekend. And should I say? I don't know if I should say. There's something else. We missed something, we go back for it. There you go. Eternal Wind from Final Fantasy 3 has been rent free in my head lately. Does he two shots? Oh no, you're gonna wanna see that. The fight with Sephiroth, you're gonna want to watch that one. Wow, you're gonna want to see that one. Wait, AGM, what'd you do? I joined the Discord. I have Toad Town Paper Mario 64 in my head just because I've been playing it. Final boss theme with Kuja is stuck in my head. When I get in a deep pondering state and I'm angry, I hear those chosen by the planet stuck in my head. I don't know which one that is. Can I ask a 7 question? It's about cheesing Ruby weapon with K. Then I don't know. I can tell you right now, I don't know. The only thing I remember doing in 7 with Ruby was W summon, Knights of the Round, and mimicking, and that was it. Like, that's how I did it. Why do people use slot machines to cheese? CT, I don't know anything about doing that with Kate Sith, whatever. The reason people cheese the Ruby fight is because the Ruby fight is fundamentally, it's structurally a very nonsense kind of fight. Like the way the whole thing works and all, it's one of those. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Galamoth from Symphony of the Night. I don't know anybody that beat that boss that wasn't doing something that was akin to a cheese. I don't know anybody that was like, oh yeah, I fought that boss straight up. It's always some goofy trick that somebody did. Paste the link. Adding a thing in a random spot, it actually showed up in chat instead of being censored, but on the screen. Oh, because it showed up there, but not on. Okay. Kate says the slot move is called Game Over. Anyone care to explain? His is ironically the strongest party member because of RNG manipulation. When Johnny streamed 7 a while back, he used Knights of the Round for 47 minutes straight. My Sephiroth fight did because I did my first 7 playthroughs 2 months ago. I won by a hair. Red got confused both times and using an elixir. Guess who got the elixir? A friend of mine actually did it normal for Symphony of the Night. He preferred fighting the bosses for real instead of... No. Aram. Galamoth specifically. The big giant super boss that's in the Upside Down Castle. Did he do that one legitimately? Because like I don't even know what legitimate is for that fight. The only thing that the game shows you is that there's an item where you absorb lightning damage. That's the only thing that I know you can do. Otherwise, you're just dodging the whole time. It's the real big tall boss that's in the Upside Down. Remember the room where you fight the ball of bodies? It's not Legion. It's what's it called in Symphony? Grand Falloon. It was called Grand Falloon in Symphony of the Night. The big ball of bodies. That same room in the Upside Down Castle has the super boss. It's the big giant thing that stands up and starts to hit you with a whole bunch of crazy attacks. Yeah, I use Chrysogrim, so I didn't fight. Like, it's technically legit, but I use Chrysogrim. If you use the shield rod and the Alucard shield, the first time I beat him, I did it with the Alucard sword, and I just kept doing the warp slash. But if you do the warp slash at the right time and you time it correctly, you're never in phase, so you don't get hit by anything. But you have to, like, keep doing it. I did it for 5 minutes straight. Enter 2 dead, have final attack Phoenix, Dazers on Ruby, then wailed on him with Omni Slash, and then Mime. Her ultimate weapon does damage according to the boss's level, so she just hit him for 9999. He learned the pattern and fought it. Yeah, but he did fight Galamoth legit. See, yeah, I don't even know what legit is for that fight. But all right, so hold on. I want to figure out what we're doing today. Are we doing anything today? I mean, we could just wrap it up early and then go live. So let me explain what's going on tomorrow. So tomorrow, what we're gonna do tomorrow is, I can't watch the stream when it goes live because I'm gonna be at work. That's 10 a.m. I'm gonna be at work. So here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, tell me about it. So like 9:55, I'm gonna remind everybody. I'm gonna post something on Twitter. I'm gonna post something on Discord, and I'm going to shut it off. Like I'm not. I'm gonna. It's gonna be media blackout. I'm not gonna go online. I'm not gonna be on Twitter. I'm not gonna be on YouTube. I'm basically gonna put my phone on silent and stick my phone in my bag, and I'm not going to look at it at all because I can't, because I'll get spoiled on anything. Somebody's gonna text me or something, and they're gonna I'm basically gonna go dark tomorrow, right after work, because I finish work at around 10:30 or so. Right after work, I'm gonna come right home. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. Assuming I get home really early, I'm not gonna go to the gym until I'm gonna go do the gym later. So I'm gonna come right home noon. About 11:50, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna push the live button, and I'm gonna push the starting soon. Noon, I'm gonna go live. When I go live, my chat window is gonna be closed. I'm not gonna be able to see it. I'll wait a little while so that people can get in here, and then I'm gonna go right into the event. I'm not gonna be able to chat with everybody. I don't want to risk being spoiled on anything, and I don't want to see everybody's. You gotta see. I'll see it. So I just want to give you the heads up on what's gonna happen. Again, I'm gonna refresh on Discord and Twitter tomorrow, just so everybody knows that when we go live, if you're here at the beginning, I'm not going to be able to see what you're saying. And I'm going to say it again when you're here, but whatever your father calls you, I will call him after. Then right after the event, we'll talk about it. We'll do our conversations, and we'll go over everything that we saw. I will, depending on what happens, if they shadow drop Tactics, we'll start Tactics. If they shadow drop Metroid Prime 2, we'll see what happens. If they call, I won't answer the phone for them. We have a group chat for SGB that I won't I'm not joking, Aram. Hopefully I don't have an emergency, because I'm going to put my phone on silent, and I'm going to put it in my bag so I don't instinctively just grab my phone. I'm going to make it so that I don't just instinctively grab it. But yeah, that's going to be the plan for tomorrow, just to make sure that I can go into the event completely fresh. After the event, we'll talk about it, and then we'll see what we're going to do after. I will most likely stream shorter tomorrow. I will most likely end at about 4. So starting 2 hours early, cutting it 2 hours early, and then this will give me a chance so I can go do the other things that I have to do in a day. I'm going to go to the gym and take care of whatever I have to around the house. Yeah, Aram, exactly. But not just, maybe other people will just be excited, but pray that's not a thing. Yeah, but that's what I'm going to do. So that's the plan for tomorrow. That's the rough sketch for tomorrow. Have I played MGS3? No, I never really played the MGS games. I wasn't really a big fan of them. Well, I played some of 1. I thought it was fine. I played some of 2, and once I found out I don't ever play a snake again, I didn't play. I just didn't want to play the game anymore. I'm also not a huge fan of stealth games. So Metal Gear, I admit that it's pretty goated in what it is, but what it is just never been something that I was really interested in. I am interested in the Rising game, the real fast paced, the actiony ones. I don't really like stealth gameplay, so the actiony ones that's more what I'm into. No, Metal Slug. My problem with Metal Slug, like starting right now, is just I don't know how long that game is. Do you think that we would have time to get into Metal Slug? I would want to finish a battle. That's the thing. Oh, Limited Run Games is on Thursday at 2. You know what, Ryan, though? My thing with Limited Run, does Limited Run ever announce anything that we don't know about? I'm not a big Limited Run Games fan, to be completely honest with you. MGS5 and MGR. Solid does a genre I hate really well. That's a good way to put that. We will. Yeah, it's the demo. The demo is 9 battles long. They announced Toomba and a bunch of other collections last year. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so they do announce some stuff there. Yeah, it was shockingly good. Yeah, okay, so we'll probably watch that, but that'll be Thursday. All right. So should we do the Metal Slug demo? Why don't we give that a try then? All right, so I have to move my windows around here. Hold on. I'm gonna put that here. I'm gonna put that here. Peace Walker is a co-op game. If that's is it a stealth game? If it's a stealth game, it's not. It has nothing to do with the tone of the game. It has nothing to do with whether or not it's a single player game. I don't like stealth gameplay games. It's just not. Assassin's Creed. What's the other big one? Like I don't. It just doesn't interest me as a. It interests me in some games, but not for the whole game. Like, I don't mind sneaking around in Horizon. When I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn, the moments where you have to like sneak in the bushes and then Splinter Cell, that's the one I was trying to think of. Like when you're sneaking around in the bushes and you got to leap at them, that's a bit interesting to me. But a whole game that's focused on that just doesn't interest me. It's just not something that I find fascinating for a long period of time. I got mad that I couldn't do more fighting in the Batman game. Like Batman, I was kind of irritated that I didn't feel like I had enough action options in the Batman Arkham game. Peace Walker's a kidnapping game. I mean, a recruitment game. Yeah, Greg's idea of stealth is dead man can't ID me. That's a good way to put that. If everybody's dead and I get to kill them preferably in stylish fashion, then they can't rat me out. That's how I see those games. MGS5 lets you do the missions how you want. You can be a ghost or you can walk in like a Texan on the 4th of July. MGR is basically just Bayonetta DMC in the Metal Gear universe. Full action, zero stuff. See, that's way more interesting to me. That's so much more interesting to me. I do think you'll enjoy Spider-Man more. Okay, give me a second here. Let me grab this here. All right, so let me get this going here. Let's put this in the correct window here. I said Dead Man Can't ID Me. Oh, that's MGS3 too. It's a stealth game. You just kill everyone instead. Okay, so maybe MGS3 is the game that I want to play. You know what I mean? Asking. Is it like Ubi Stealth, which is really generic, hide behind a corner, unlike other games that actually give you tools to work with stealth? Actually fine to let you kill things rather than sneak by. See, Assassin's Creed, for instance, one thing that I always say, one thing that I've said about something like Assassin's Creed is that they do give you the tools to be stealthy. So I think I would understand that a little bit more. There we go. Hey, I remembered to shift Windows key left. Yeah. So that might help to be more engaging for me. Let me close that. Shut that down. What's this window? Oh. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, MGS3 might be the game for me. So wait, do I want to wait till I get to the new MGS3 comes out, or do I want to play the old one? Basically, Sly Cooper is especially not for great. Is sandbox collectathon stealth game. Oh my god, that game was built Kia. That game was designed with me in mind for everything that I don't want a game to be. How was Soccer this Saturday? It was actually pretty fun. It was actually a lot of fun. We had a good turnout for Rocket League. So I said GG, I said that I think Rocket League is going to be a game. I think that's going to be a game that we add to the rotation because we did have a good turnout for that game. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, can I not use controller?
Tactics.
Wait, can I not use a controller? You can't use a controller? Interesting. Well, that's a bummer. Did I turn on... Do I need to turn on Steam input? I never do. You should be able to. I just use mouse for everything. Yeah, I never turn on Steam input. It's just on. Every time I play, if I play a different Steam game right now, my controller just works. Where do I do that? Games, help, friend, view, Steam client, settings, controller. Game rumble, turn the layout. Enable Steam input for Xbox. Well, I have PlayStation controller. My PlayStation controller support's enabled. Right click on the game. That doesn't do anything. Wait, what do you mean? Like on the icon for the game? I mean, I'm on Steam, and Steam has PlayStation controller active. The game title on Steam. Library. Properties. General. Controller. Override from Metal Slug Tactics demo. Use default settings. PlayStation's enabled. Use default settings. Enable Steam input. Okay. So do I have to restart the game now? Probably have to restart. PC Master Race, people. Okay. Is that running? It's gonna be a real experimental series to see if you like it. But in Middle Earth Shadow game. Oh, like Shadows of Mordor? Hold on.
Metal Slug Tactics.
Not working. Not working. I got nothing. Controller's on. It's green. Does the controller not work? Options? Oh, wait. Maybe it's in the actual game. Monitor, display, frame rate, screen shake. Change bindings. Coming soon. Check in-game settings. Yeah, it wasn't there at all. Not that I. Oh wait. Yeah, I was in options, right? Screen edging. Display. Nope. All right. Mouse it is. All right. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I mean, it's probably mouse and arrow keys, right? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I didn't switch it back over. After escaping justice once again, General Donald Morden has freed his old friends from the rebel army and declared martial law in Sirocco City, now the base for his latest erratic attempts at conquest. With thousands held hostage by the regime, the world government sends the only team hot-headed and irresponsible enough to match Morden blow for blow. Mouse and WASD. I'm not a WASD person.
Get ready.
I'm arrow keys.
Mission start.
Finally, Major. No, second to lose. Your fellow soldiers. Oh wait, hold on. I have to change the stream info. Metal Slug Tactics. Okay. You really are an old man. I really am. Move the camera with WASD or by moving the mouse while holding the scroll wheel. I mean, to be honest, that's just the fact that I was never a PC gamer. This is Marco. Hey, it's you. One of your units, select them by clicking on him. Press F1. Why can't I just click on him? These are your action moves. Each character has one of each per turn. Using an action before moving will also consume the character's move. Not to mention, this is kind of confusing for me because I have to look at this window to play the game, but I have to sit this way because this is where my mouse is. So this is actually hurt here. I have to, hold on. I have to move my mouse around. Because that's hurting my arm to actually play the game like that. Oh, you can click on him. They just said so. These are your action moves. Each character has one of each per turn. Using an action before moving will consume the character's move. Oh, it's one of those games. Okay. This is your movement range. Move Marco here. Wait, what? Oh, okay. He's already highlighted. Pretty shabby for a barricade. Your pistol should be enough to destroy it. Okay, so you can just click on everything. That's way more interesting. Say polo if you want. End turn. I suppose these games are easier with the mouse. What's my attack range, by the way? Oh, you have to... Tutorial battle. Yeah, you can unplug your keyboard. Oh, see, that's fine, then. And can I take both as it wants? Undo your move by clicking this button. I mean, I could have just hit B, right? Flip that switch to unload that crane. Here. And end turn. One more game. There we go. I'll be honest, I wish more tactical games let you move after using an action. It's not like you suddenly can't walk after you do a thing. Yeah, tactics. You know, right here we go again with tactics doing everything the way I like it. Tactics separates move and action. The problem with that is, I guess it's not really a problem that the other system doesn't have, is that if you move somewhere and then your action doesn't reach, you can't move back. Put him here. This is your dodge. It reduces damage sustained by your character. Further you move from your starting point, the more resource you will generate. Here is Marco's special weapon. Each character has one. Special weapons are more powerful than primary weapons, but are limited in max ammo, which can be recharged after some missions. Select it by clicking it or pressing 2. Okay, so that's that. And end turn. Tactics almost has it, but the fact you can't take back movement is also a pain. Exclusively because you often can't check your range until you're in place. It depends, because you usually can check the range of your actions that you want to do. Usually. Nipponichi games let you move after attacking, but they're very grind heavy. The game lets you do, you can move every character at the same time and then tell them to do an action. Interesting. Move Marco here to take cover. Well, wait. It's subtracted from your cover is only provided by environment blue tiles. Some weapons and enemies are with cover, with no cover, ignore cover. Wait, what? This is the kind of tutorial I'm not a big fan of. They're just like, here's everything all at once. So your adrenaline, it is generated the same way as dodge. Adrenaline is the resource you need to use special actions. Here is Marco's special action. Tactical strike. Is that this? That's kind of cool. No! A lot of actions are affected by the terrain and tactics. That's messed me up before. Oh, absolutely. Me when I play Helldivers 2. Move Marco here to continue. Why can't I just shoot that guy? Let me shoot that guy first. Oh, wow. Well, that's mean. This pixel work is aces. Then again, shouldn't expect anything less from a Metal Slug game. That's a bit of a weird thing. Oh, wait. Trigger your synchronization by attacking this enemy first. Is that you? I have to attack that enemy. Oh, so I have to do this. Oh, okay. Assistance. That's the assistance trigger. Okay, got it. This kind of tutorial has a lot of information thrown at you. Let's learn this and more follow along, man. Yeah, I would prefer something a bit more natural, but again, this is the demo of the game. Hey, Mr. Sonic. Yeah, I mean, that was Trios. That was one of the reasons I was really excited when they first announced this game, is because I felt like visually this game would be incredible. Finish the mission on your own. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. So let me see here. So I wonder what the... See, like, they gave me... This is the synchronization, and it's like, all right, well, what are the specifics on that, though? So what's... Oh, that's in line. All right, so hold on. And so let's do that. Alright, so I think we're good. Oh, wait, some units still have... Wait, I clicked on him. Oh, okay, you have to... Alright, I got it. I think I see what I did wrong. All right. No, it's not letting me... How do I move the window? There's the WASD. Oh, I can't move them. Interesting. No? They said how to do it. 2 or more of your characters can shoot an enemy. Yeah, so they just have to be in range, not particularly in line. How do I... I'm just supposed to click them to move them. I guess they're stuck? Why are they stuck? The tutorial forgot to mention you just moved him. You just moved him into this area. Like, neither one of them can move, but they still have actions? I already used those characters, but when I try to end my turn, it says some units still have action or movement points. Are you sure you want to end your turn? So who can still move? I haven't used Marco yet. Look, I'm clicking him. But he can't hit anything. But I can't move him either. Yeah, I dodge. So he has no. So so that being grayed out, that means he's already moved. Yeah, then just end turn. Okay. Well, that was rude. Alright, so how does your attack work? Hold on. They just attack in a straight line. Alright, that's what that's okay. Oh wait, can I attack from there? Yeah. So you can do. Oh, that's a. Okay, I actually want to know this. So if I. Oh, well, he already died, so I can't find out. Later, Aram. Have a good one. These bandits brought knives to a gunfight. Yeah, why did they? I wonder why they all have swords. Okay, so end turn. Ow! Ooh! Alright, so if you go here, when you shoot him. Oh, wait, hold on. So let's go there. Now, will you... So you'll help, right? There we go. This is Metal Slug? Metal Slug Tactics, yes. And that should finish him off. And then... What are your... What's the range on your machine gun? Let's do... Ah, there we go. Blech.
Victory!
Yay! Right click to close. Oh, so then these are all the little character guys. Oh, they got a big Neo Geo machine that looks great. All right. I mean, that's a pretty good, that's a rough estimate, right? I feel like this is something. Do I need to see another battle? Select troops. So let's.
Marco, Eri, Theo.
Let's go. We'll do another one. Confirm.
Let's go.
You can do 9 more battles. I'm not a fan of tactics, and I hate this camera angle. You know what I find? You know what I'm kind of curious about now? If and when, well, when they do Tactics Remaster, if it comes out on PC, will it have mouse support? Because this is kind of interesting to be able to use a mouse for this kind of game. I've never played one on PC, so I've never had a mouse to just use. Oh, so it's this whole island, I guess. Answer? Lovely to see you as always, Major. Ideally, we wouldn't have to meet quite so often. Been a long trip, Commander. Why am I here? I'm not in a chatty mood today. Here's your mission briefing. Morden escaped captivity following the incident on Garbage Island. Why does that not surprise me? No interruptions, please. Since escaping, he's been busy freeing his old friends, most of whom were waiting for the day in court. Little by little, he's scraped together enough forces to build a base here in Sirocco City. Over the objections of the locals, of course. And it goes without saying that that an open conflict in an urban area would have devastating consequences and prove fatal for said locals. You know, they should bring back the Desert Strike series. Remember the Strike series? Desert Strike and Urban Strike and Jungle Strike. Bring back one of those. That's why we've chosen to send a small team to infiltrate the city and take out Morden. Now I understand why you were getting the sparrows together. Not so fast, Rossi. The path to Morden is guarded by 3 massive war machines. It seems they're playing coy with us, keeping out of sight. Well, are they massive or are they keeping out of sight? Played a bunch of them on Mega Drive. They were so awesome. But all is not lost. The rebels have seized territories in the Argon Palm Desert, the Harkanet Tombs, and Sour Sop Jungle. If we liberate these areas, the war machines will be forced to abandon their positions and intervene. Are you sure we'll be able to capture him this time? Morden relies on his low-life friends. We should keep an eye out for any chance to break up those alliances. Isn't Morden Wait, isn't Morden's low-life friends? Doesn't that mean Shepard and everybody else on the Normandy? In the meantime, the ball is in your court. Make your way through the battlefield and head to Morden's base in Sirocco City. Yes, ma'am. Peregrine Falcons, head out. Sour Soap Jungle. All right, we'll do one more. Survive 4 turns with at least 1 unit. Kill 4 enemies in 1 turn. Oh, these are... Okay.
Get ready.
Get ready. All right, where the hell am I? Oh, you can pick... Okay. Survivor missions and automatic specific number sets. So start.
Mission. Start.
How dare you talk blasphemy about my justice? Another game is very cool to see, but an interesting example is this for Metal Slug fans. Yeah, I don't think this is for Metal Slug fans per se. Why did the camera? Wait, what's happening? Oh, it moves. Okay, I was wondering why the camera's just moving. So it moves in the general direction where you've got the mouse. If you let the mouse sit for a little bit, it moves over. So it'll go over here. Okay. Oh, okay. So I don't need the arrow keys per se. Who's this guy? Is this a bad guy? I think it's a bad guy. So certain missions have different elevation levels. Why would the elevation levels be mission based? Metal Slug fan here. I continue to starve to death. Whoa, what the heck was that? Oh, that hits me? Oh, because he's a grenade guy. Alright, so wait. So I want to go here, I guess? Get him. Alright, well this sucks because I can't use my grenade launcher because it's going to hit her. Throwing this out there, we get a bunch of X-Men games. You know what? I wouldn't mind. The X-Men arcade game. Where's that at? Wait, I can... Oh, okay. That's what they were not very clear about. I can attack more than once. No, I can't. Wait, what? Why does it let me select attack again? Why wouldn't it just end my turn if I can't do anything else? That's a nitpick, but... Yeah, what else am I able to do that... Why does it say that I can pick her thing again? Maybe once per weapon? No. Why does it make... It looks like I can do something with her again. Reinforcements coming. So they can't do anything. He can't do anything. Oh, so when I'm mousing over, that's where they can hit. Yeah, that I was wondering what that is. So I can't do anything. Okay, yeah, I didn't have a turn. All right. Just trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand. This is the one thing about games like this. There's these little tiny intricacies that I always sort of have to like figure out. Ow. Oh, come on. So wait, so I can do this. I can do that. Oh, that's good. Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay, that was what I wanted to ask. I wanted to see earlier if you can do that. I guess it doesn't let you. Oh, it does. Okay, so if we're in the same line, it'll still trigger the sync attack. All right. It's more than stands out because Metal Slug only really one kind of game, and after a long period of no games, they make a tactical RPG, as Mark was kind of showing. Fans are like, neat, but it's not what we asked for. So it's an interesting concept for a game. But because the fans have gone so long without a game that they want from the franchise, for this to be the game that comes out, it just kind of feels sour. I mean, listen, I don't want to say Federation Force, but I'm going to say Federation Force. Just, you know, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Three. Oh, so it shows me the sync damage. All right, so there we go. But we're all thinking it. Right, F-Zero fans? Yeah. I'd argue gameplay-wise, Federation Force is more similar to this than it is to Metal Slug. Well, than this is to Metal Slug, yeah. Hey, Maxi, please. So are we good? I'm not a huge fan of that. I think that when you're out of turns, I do think that it should just end your turn. I'm not a big fan of that. Because I feel like I'm missing... Yeah, see, it says that I still have actions. I don't like that. What actions do I still have? Why does it say I still have actions left when I don't? I can still move him? Have I not fought with him yet? I fought with him. Okay, wait, I'm confused. I thought it said that when you perform an action that you can't move anymore. That's what the game said at the beginning, that when you perform an action, you can't move anymore. Isn't that what that said? Yeah, it said acting ends your turn. Aerie has a passive that lets her move again. All right. I'm gonna end my turn, but seems a bit weird. It's an interesting passive. Let a CT have a good one. Yeah, that's an ironically, the bigger piece of news in that is that the characters have passive abilities. I didn't think. Why would I think that the characters had passive abilities? I'm okay, Maxie. How are you doing? I hope you're feeling all right. Hope you're having a good day so far. Hey, Pikmin, Metroid Prime Federation Force, Chibi Robo, Ziplash, SNK as being late 3DS. With Metal Slug, I want to say. Yeah, you're right. I didn't know about Ziplash. I remember Ziplash being a sort of weird game that people were like, had a weird reception to it. It's going good, Wolf Shotgun. I hope you're doing all right. They showed it in the tutorial that they have passive abilities? When? I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying I that they didn't and I just didn't see it or whatever, but all right, so I'm gonna move. Oh wait, I can't move you there. Okay. I can move him. Oh, this. Okay, so wait. So now I'm kind of curious about this. So can I do this? Oh, he has to. Okay. All right, so I have to move him back. That has a range. During the free battle. Oh, during the free battle at the end, apparently it told me. Ah, sick. That was a good idea. Look at that smart thing I did. So let's go. Oh, wait. So I didn't move him yet. Or I moved him. So, okay. So once you move and then you act with another character, it stops them. Because I moved him and then I acted with another character and that ended the turn for him. Because, yeah, I can backspace her. I can't backspace him. Okay. Yeah, what did that determination down? What was that about? You can reset the entire... Yeah, I see you have the turn reset thing. That's my Divine Pulse. And then... No, he moved already. Or this person. She attacked already. Okay, she's just got that passive so that she can do something else. So, wait, do I have a heal or something? How do I heal? Do I not have heals? Basically ammo for your special abilities. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's... Oh, wait, this is something... This looks like something I can do. What's that? Okay. No heals, but you get revives. All right, yeah, because she's about to die. Yeah, she's dead. YouTube just played the Doom Dark Ages commercial 2 times in a row. Unskippable for me. I mean, I only have to survive... I think it said I have to survive 4 turns or something, right? How do I have revives? Like, how does that work? Here? Yeah. Alright, so let's go here. Through 2 explode. Oh, so these are my special abilities. That's my standard attack. That's my special attack. You get that later. Okay. To be fair, you could also talk about the idea that franchises that only do one kind of thing start to stagnate, and devs for the spin-offs that try to bring in new players, and that either results in series finding no audience or new fans becoming the main fans. The rare, it appeals to everyone. Devs dream. Devs dream of. All right, so we'll end there. All right, so we should be done.
Victory!
There we go. All right, that's not bad. I like what I'm seeing. It's gorgeous to look at. Definitely going to take some getting used to as far as the intricacies of it, which is, you know, kind of normal. Oh, choosing ability. There we go. There's your heal. Character level up when finishing mission with full XP gauge. When they... Oh, so you don't level up during the mission. You level up... If you fill up your XP gauge at the end of the mission, you'll level up. Okay, so that's how their level up system works. What's more likely, Star Fox or Golden Sun? Star Fox. Star Fox. Because Golden Sun's already on the NSO. See, I think Star Fox... I think something Star Fox is more likely than something Golden Sun. Are you saying a brand new game? I don't know.
To me, and I wish to subscribe to your
Maxi Plays, thank you so much. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much for the follow. So we're gonna do that one. Oh, he's got a audio thing. Each time a unit each time the unit targets an ally with a special action, that ally recovers 2 HP. No, that's something. So it's not a heal. It's sort of a heal. With a special action. Oh, and then there are adrenaline actions. Okay. So we'll do that. Deals 5 HP of damage, no cover. So that's how much adrenaline they use. So we'll do this one. Acupuncture boost. Deals 5 HP. Can I just get a heal? Sure. I just want to heal. Okay. That's good. I think that's kind of interesting. Like I said, it's definitely going to take some... It's definitely going to take some sitting down with it and really sort of understanding it, which is always kind of the case with these games. Main menu.
Metal Slug.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there is. I'm not gonna. Son of a bitch. All right. Are we good? We good? Okay. Twitch hard died. I couldn't even see anything. Yeah, okay, so that might have been... Was that Twitch? It said my OBS. It said OBS on my end, but my Twitch window reset. Like my Twitch session time reset. That was weird. It's alive. Yeah, my session reset on Twitch, so hopefully it doesn't screw up the VOD. All right, yeah, I think ironically I'm glad we're back just because I think we're just gonna call it early anyway. Alrighty, give me a minute here. Oh, okay. I will definitely send you there. Oh, was that Jinxie? Okay. Later, I hope everything everyone wants happens tomorrow. I mean, that's going to be a lot longer than 40 minutes if everybody gets everything that they want. We've only been live for 1 minute. Yeah, sorry, we just started. We started a little bit late today. Hey, Dick, but I like how it cut out this time. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Oh, they did cut out really well. I hope, like I said, I hope the VOD works, but I feel like the VOD's just going to cut it short. But we even though Twitch already did it, I am going to cut it short. So we're gonna do it for today. Sorry for being down at the end. No, that's no problem. Wait, what did you? So like I said, tomorrow, what's gonna happen tomorrow is 10 a.m. I am going to be at work, so I'm not gonna be able to watch the direct until noon. So I am going to come right home after that, and then I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna try and go live at about 11:50 or so, 11:55. When I go, I'll just maybe it's my Metal Slug. No problem. When I go live, I'm gonna go live with the starting soon screen like I usually do, and then we're gonna go into it. When I go into it, you're gonna see the normal screen. It's gonna look like it does right now, but I am not going to be able to see chat. So I apologize at the very beginning. But I'm not going to be able to read chat. We're going to get into the event really quickly. So if you want to be here, if you want to make sure that there's nothing that you want to miss, if they show something amazing right at the very beginning, and you're like, oh my God, I have to see what Greg's reaction is. My recommendation would be here at 11:55 because I'm going to go live. I'm gonna go live, and then I'm gonna be on camera probably for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna jump right into the event because I don't want to miss it, and I hate closing chat because I can't talk to you guys. So I would also recommend that you guys watch the event at a normal time. Don't wait for me to watch it because in chat people are probably going to be talking about it. So I don't want anybody to get spoiled because everybody's reading chat. Because I'm not going to be able to see it, so you don't have to worry about giving me spoilers. I would hope everybody's more respectful about it, but we'll see how it goes. But we're usually pretty good here. For right now, though, I am going to send you. Is this definitely did not want to be spoiled? I have a tab open for the direct. The only thing I'll probably need either from Lilac or Ryan or somebody is just a link to the event when it goes live, just so that I can have it. Because if I've done that before, where I go and search for the link, and then in searching for the link, I get spoilers for it. So Nintendo after the event, well, I think it's not a live event, so Nintendo's just going to make it live. So that's all I'll need. No uncle for an event just makes it just events. Well, yeah, it's technically true. But yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow. So hopefully everybody's here for that. And then that also means we're going to end early tomorrow. We're going to end tomorrow probably around 4 o'clock or so. So basically still a 4-hour stream. We're just going to shift where the 4 hours is. For right now, though, I am going to send you over to... I'm going to send you over to GVG. GVG is actually, it looks like they're talking about the Nintendo Direct and what their predictions are going to be. So it looks like they've got some guests too. So stick around after the credits and I will send you over there to hang out and represent us very well. Give me 1 second here. Okay, you really could. Oh, wait. I hate that they did that. I'm not going to lie. I don't like that their name is official GVG. I really wish that their YouTube was just Good Vibes Gaming. All right. But that's going to do it for today. So, yes, thank you, everybody, for stopping in and for hanging out. Don't forget to drink your mask, wear your water, social distance whenever possible. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will see you all tomorrow, where they will definitely announce Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered.